delicious from my tips. When I pull the clip out, I don't miss.
Oh, I'm leveling up, Abe. Just another podcast. Is that the right number, Lydia?
Yes.
Episode 53.
Ho.
Yeah.
Best pod in the 757. Welcome back. We got a guest today.
Hi.
Long overdue.
Overdue.
Y'all might recognize her voice.
What's going on, y'all? I'm Opal.
Opal.
Hopscotching all over you niggas.
Exactly.
42,000 plus monthly listeners on Spotify.
Pretty sweet.
2.5 plus streams. That's just on Spotify.
Pretty sweet.
Yo,
Secure placement.
it's pretty cool.
Dear White People placement. After party. Boomerang on BET.
It's pretty sweet. It sounds about right.
Doing some things out here. We're so happy to have you. Everybody clapping for Opal.
Thank you. I'm so happy to be here. It's actually, I really love this whole decor and everything. I love
appreciate
what you guys
that.
are doing.
Thank
So
you.
I'm excited.
Like I said, best pod in the 757. Make sure you like, subscribe, hit the bell.
Ding.
Shout out to Monopoly Series G-Man. Who we got in the room today? We got my cousin Nina in the back. Ron is
In the
back.
corner.
Got Ave on the cameras and the sound. Lydia's in the back being a bird. Got Emmy nominated Asia. Baitlin. Looking fine. She glowing. Chris Featherston. Make sure you say the Featherston. Opal, and I'm your
Greetings.
host, No Substance D.
Pro dad.
Super pro dad. I'm like Superman dad.
Okay.
We got a lot of good stuff coming. Shout out to Diamond. Your cousin is in our prayers.
Oh, yes,
Yeah.
for sure.
She's going to be one of our new co-hosts. We got somebody else coming back.
Surprise.
Surprise. We got a lot of good guests on the way. Tell them, Abe.
I know we looking a little skinny.
What you say?
We lost some good weight.
You say, tell
It's
him,
off
Abe, and
us.
you go,
But what y'all want to start with, man? Something in the water refunds first? That's sad. That's disheartening.
Yeah, it is
It
very
is.
sad.
Because I didn't want my refund, and they gave it to me, which lends me to believe we're not getting a festival next year.
Probably not. I don't
even
Most
know
likely.
if we're going to have festivals, period. You know?
Like in a
Again.
long time, yeah.
I don't know. I was thinking about that the other day. Me and my friend were actually talking about that because she had the same thing. She was like, dang, like, you know, they like postponed it till next year. And then now they're like, actually, we don't know if we're even going to do it. Coachella and all these things. I've been hearing a lot about people are talking about they're getting these new goggles, and a lot of sporting events and concerts are going to be virtual reality, which is interesting. That's what I'm hearing
I
for
don't
like
want
the
to do the
future.
virtual reality.
I don't either.
I don't.
First, you got to have premium sound at your crib. Nah, it's something about being at the festival.
Yeah, no.
It was sad. It
There's
hurt
a
my
lot
heart.
about being at the festival.
It was cool getting my money back, but I didn't want it, so it was sad.
Yeah.
Yeah, very sad. R.I.P. We'll see y'all
Those
soon.
tickets
Damn,
paid
R.I.P.
the rent this month.
Yeah.
Hey,
And people waited in line. Like, a lot of people were saying, like, they, like, waited in line for, like, hours to get tickets. So
I
it's
remember.
kind of sad.
Yeah, I
They're
remember.
wilding. I did it online.
Yeah, I remember.
Y'all waited
Yeah.
in line 6 hours to get tickets?
Yeah, I just did it
Whatever.
online.
People wait in line to get shoes. Why would they
I
not
don't
wait
do
in
that
line to
either
get
anymore.
tickets?
If you did that, so a lot of people
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what it was.
it made it cheaper.
They
But
give me that
still,
processing
I
fee
did it
back.
online.
It's cool.
Processing fee was like $100, wasn't it?
How do you know, Lydia?
How much is your time worth? Sitting outside all day.
Lydia ain't getting no ticket.
I'm just asking. That's a good question to ask. How much is your time worth? A whole day?
Nah, my time is not worth that standing in line for the processing fee. I'm sorry. R.I.P. something in the water. We need you to come back. We're not doing BT.
This second line item. I'm like,
Yeah, we gonna skip that one. Y'all want to talk about phase 3? Y'all going outside?
It's interesting. Phase 3. It's interesting.
It's different because Virginia, I think we've been doing well. Virginia,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
some states should not be going into phase 3,
At
man.
all.
A lot of states are rolling
Unfortunately,
back phase
Florida is one of them.
A lot of states are rolling back. I seen Apple just closed a lot of stores.
Yeah, it's
California,
sad.
Arizona.
I mean, it's like that's the thing. We're going into phase 3 because they're saying that Virginia has, you know, taken care of the virus. But in reality, I don't know about you guys, but I haven't really seen any testing for real, you know. So
I seen testing
Yeah,
at Green
me
Run High.
yeah,
Yeah,
so
they had testing at Green Run High. I seen it one day. There's hella people out there.
I haven't seen it. So I was like, okay, of course we don't really have cases because, you know, there's not really a lot of testing going on. But I don't know. I think phase 3, I don't understand the phases, period, because it's like, okay, so we go to the bars and stuff like that, but then we still got to wear masks. So it's like, what's the point of
And it's
going
such
to
a process.
the
It
bars?
just sucks.
Like,
It just sucks
Lydia
the
was out
fun
the
out of
other day.
everything.
Was y'all out there partaking in hookah at the clubs?
No, we didn't
Was
do
people
that.
Partaking in
smoking
hookah.
And I did wear a
hookah
mask.
During,
I wore a mask.
Hookah during a pandemic sounds.
Yeah. Oh my
gross.
God. And can we just talk about like it's mad people still doing puff puff pass? Okay.
No.
No.
That's what I'm saying.
Don't do that no more.
Bring your own J.
Okay. Yeah.
This is too much, man.
No, that's.
well, hookah, though, like, you get the tips, so
Yeah, I'm
it's
cool.
replaceable
Yeah, but
tips.
you
Well,
still
yeah,
breathing into the
on
same thing they
hookah.
breathe into.
But I'm saying like
Sucking
for
that
like
same-
Right,
weed,
exactly.
people are
Thank
still
you.
out
Thank you.
here.
It's gross.
Yeah.
Hookah's already gross to me anyway, but
Yeah.
No.
Hookah sometimes.
Hookah is
It's a
for
vibe.
girls.
Yeah,
So
it's for
as-
chilling.
In Virginia, when it's been more, I think we've been more of an orange state. Like, do y'all feel like we should be continuing on? Because they even said here we're getting cases are going up.
yeah, my dad.
Well, that's to be expected.
I have somebody
Obviously.
actually in my building that could possibly have COVID. So
we do too. Don't touch the handrail.
yeah,
Like, yo.
I think we need to shut America down, honestly. I hate to say it like that, but I really think we opened up too early. You know, like if
Yeah.
we just would have like kept shut down, then it would have been a little bit different. You know, like we probably would have been in a better place like all the other countries. So now a lot of countries
Yeah.
have placed
I seen that
travel
picture of
bans.
all the other countries with a stick and a group just poking the United States. Like
Yeah,
we're
it's
the-
ridiculous.
we're definitely like dropping the ball.
Yeah.
Sad.
That's all we
It's
got to
a
say
money
about phase
thing.
3. It's always a
I
money
agree.
Businesses can't, withhold.
That's what I'm saying,
withstand that long time
Right.
of being off. They still have rent. They still have mortgages to pay.
Mm-hmm.
So then they have to open back up.
So is there a price to
they're
life?
Huh?
Is there a price to life?
Of course. It's called insurance.
I'm just
All
asking.
the time. You know, like, yo, nah.
I think it's just a certain question we need to ask ourselves because I mean, opening up, we're saving the economy, but then at the same time, people are dying still. So it's just a funny place. I'm not agreeing on either side.
other
but-
countries care more about the people that live in their country than the business.
Yeah.
The U.S. is a
Right.
business.
Mm-hmm.
For sure.
Thank
Italy, Canada, all these other places, they care about the people that live in, you know what I'm saying? They make sure, hey, you know what? Nobody got to pay mortgage. Nobody got to pay a rent.
Exactly.
Here, they be like, yeah, you don't got to pay a rent, but we
For
still
now.
adding that up.
Which is dumb. Like everything should have just been fucking paused. Like
No, it's
everything,
it's
like,
not dumb when
pause.
you know where you're at. Just like Kadeem said,
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
America's a corporation.
Well, yeah, but I'm saying idealistically in my like paradise version
Yeah.
of the world,
Cool
like
with
just
that.
fucking stop because time is a construct and so is money.
Yeah.
The
But
fuck? If we
When you
just
talk
stop
about
counting,
ideals,
you know?
that's
They
where it
going
gets
to
a little
still
funny.
open up the stock market. They going to
Yeah.
have shit going on. I promise you.
Yeah.
Right.
Now, on July 3rd, they shut the stock market down, but we don't recognize that holiday here on Just Another Podcast.
Right.
Oh, with 4th of July.
Well,
Yeah, I
What?
feel you.
It's a
the
date.
4th of July is
Yeah.
the,
The date-
white
the
people's
date exists.
Independence Day. It's for
Yeah.
them, so they can celebrate that.
Yeah.
That's all right.
Anyway. So, we put Kanye Gap Deal on there, but Kanye just announced that he was going to
Yeah.
run for president.
Mm.
Guys,
I need to know
do
what
not
he
listen to
stands
Kanye.
for.
He is trying to throw you off. If y'all vote for Kanye, Trump will win. It is a ploy. Don't do it.
I was just talking about that actually today.
Don't do it.
I think that exactly like right now, what's going to end up happening is like, Donald Trump's voters are very loyal, right? They're going to vote for him because that's who they are. Kanye, what he's doing is he's actually, in my opinion, he's trying to take away from Joe Biden's voters.
Facts.
And what that's going to do is, because he's not going to win, because there's actually, so far, I know 16 different places, you can't even add him on the ballot because they've already done their primaries
Yeah.
already.
Yeah.
So it's like there's absolutely no way possible he could win.
Yeah, if he announced
No
he was running
way.
for 2024, that would be more realistic. And even way,
Right.
don't vote for Kanye.
He's just going to take away voters, and that's really sad because now that might actually make it so the other guy wins, you know? And I'm
Yeah.
like, wow,
Who
why
wa-
don't people see what's really going
I
on?
was about to say, shout out to Coy. Didn't Coy say he voted for Kanye last year? He said he voted Kanye. Abe knows. Look, Abe doesn't want to speak to it. Yeah, no, don't
you
do
wrote
it.
him in?
Yeah,
That's
like
right.
you're just throwing your vote away if you do that. So
Yeah.
don't even fall for that. That's a trick.
Good message, guys.
That's a trick. Chris is like, I don't even fuck with that shit, but no, don't
No,
do it.
I agree. I agree with what both of y'all said.
Yeah, Kanye, slide it down 4 more years, Kanye. Slide it down.
Don't do it at all. Just keep making shoes, bro.
Right. What
Don't
do
you
do?
box that black man in.
I'm not trying to block some man.
Look,
You would vote for Kanye?
It depends.
No, I'm talking about this.
Anybody.
He done made 4 sounds.
It depends in comparison, bro. Look at Trump.
If Kanye comes out and says, "This is what I want to do for black people,"
Yes.
this much,
That's
and then
this
we all
much better.
decide as a unit we're gonna vote for Kanye, then we could win. But if we're gonna just be like, "Oh, he's Kanye West," and we're gonna vote for him, that's stupid.
Right. No,
Yeah.
you need to know like what he actually stands for.
There's got to be
what
an
you gonna
objective.
do.
Like, what are we gonna do?
And
What's
what has
your
he done
plans?
for the coronavirus? Where has he been? I'm like, you just come out all of a sudden. Do you know what I'm saying? Running for
Yeah.
president.
Yeah,
I was
it
like,
sounds-
where have you
it
been
looks
this whole,
fishy.
Like 3 months, we've
Because he
been
knows
in
if
the
he
house.
says
just
I'm running
like
for
him.
president, people will write his name in and
Right.
fuck up the whole shit, and then Trump will win. I promise you.
Like I said, I agree.
Disappointing.
All right,
Let's get to the shits.
let's get to it. You seen the
Shits?
August Alsina interview?
Oh shit.
You know, I
Let's get to the important shit.
I heard about a lot. I heard about this stuff. I didn't watch the interview because all the stuff I was hearing was so crazy that I was like, I don't even know if I want to watch this
The
interview.
memes is
I
So
watched it
y'all
before we
got to
started.
break it down. Okay, y'all got to break it because I seen a lot of stuff on Twitter. I seen some clips. I seen some clips.
If you've seen the clip, you know the gist.
I was a little confused though, and I'm still a little confused. Like,
What
I
August
give
is
the
saying
recap.
is their marriage transferred into a partnership, and in that time they had like an open situation. He had Will's blessing to be with Jada, and he was with Jada, and he fell in love with Jada.
So why he need to tell everybody?
So
that?
it's August.
August got an album coming out. I just want y'all to know that.
Like,
yeah,
why?
it's
Like, why
another-
he?
It's a
Why
rollout.
he need to tell everybody that?
Is August a man scorned?
A man
Oh,
scorned.
man, don't ever say that again, Chris.
Is he?
Like,
I
who's
don't know
Is he
if
just
maybe
is he
that,
just
you know,
butthurt
like-
that he couldn't pull Jada?
Maybe.
He
I
He
don't
got
know.
used and abused and
He pulled
discarded.
He pulled Jada.
No, but I'm talking about
pulled
he fall
Jada,
in love
but
with
she's
somebody. He
still with
just
Will,
he wasn't just
right?
worried about sex. Did he fall in love with her and is he mad because they discarded him? We're done with you.
Right.
That could have
Right.
That sounds like a misunderstanding on what's going on. So who watches Insecure in here?
Boop.
All right,
I watch
Dro
it
had an
sometimes.
open relationship.
Yeah.
And when Molly got out of line, he's like, "Whoa, don't you talk about my wife."
Mm-hmm.
There's a place. Some people
Exactly.
know how to operate in that situation. So maybe Will and Jada know, like, yo, this is our situation, but ain't nobody really supposed to talk about it. Now this nigga talking. So now it's smoke.
Right.
If you'd have kept it low, it wouldn't have been no beef. And we're done with you when that situation is over.
That's what I'm
So,
saying.
That's how you
Sound
know
like a
certain
man
people
scorned.
aren't made for polyamory.
yeah,
Because
a lot
that's
of
what the
people
fuck
aren't.
that was.
A lot of people aren't. We were talking about that. That's why
Why
I
is
really
your
wanna,
face like that, Chris?
I really want to spin this topic off. I don't
Yeah,
really
'cause
want to talk
'cause that
about.
ain't how polygamy works.
I don't really want to talk about August like that because he looked crazy on
I
the
said
internet.
polyamory.
He's
That's why I
always
couldn't
he
even
he
watch it.
always has seemed a little disturbed, which is probably why he was the perfect candidate to get taken advantage of.
I fuck with the music.
That's sad.
He seems like he comes from a broken home and all that kind of stuff, and they definitely they look like the ideal family. So them
Yeah.
taking
Oh,
it
you
like
mean
that.
like he probably wanted to
Hey,
get in
slide
that?
that mic your way if you gonna talk.
I mean, he spent a lot of time in the hospital. There was that long period where he was, tried to kill himself and everything.
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
he's been through a lot.
And dealing with Jada, I mean Jada's smart, so she definitely could have talked.
How do
her
y'all
way
feel
in.
about open relationships and all that poly stuff? And all that?
I feel like you gotta be
Ooh,
with
look,
somebody
Asia
for a
ready to
really
go.
long time
Chris
before
and
you can
I
do
talk
that.
about this. We've had conversations before.
I think open relationships and polygamy are two different things.
Yeah,
They
they
are.
are. So there's
That's
a
why
difference
they're different
between
words.
polygamy and polyamory as well. Because polygamy means you have more than one wife. Polyamory just means you believe that you can love more than one person at the same time.
Got you.
Look at Lydia
Feel me?
knowing things.
Oh,
Got
I
you.
know things. Okay.
I
Bird
love
gang.
my
Oh!
mom and I love my dad and I love my girl.
Right, but they mean like in
Different.
a romantic way.
I feel
Chris
you.
knew what you meant. He was being
I know,
You
but
be
I'm just
bullshitting.
That was so cute.
What?
it's just like you can love all those people at the same time, but I don't. I'm
Well,
cool on
that's
open
the argument
relationships.
with
I'm cool on you
polyamory.
coming home and being like, hey, like I'm cool on that.
Most
You just
guys
went out
don't
and got
have
dick
the
down and you come home to
the
me.
gumption to handle that. I wouldn't even. I
Well,
don't know.
listen, people almost sort of dibble dabble around it when you get into a situation maybe when you're younger where you like gotta choose between two different people. You're like, ah, damn, which one do I love? Which one do I like? I like them both. Like you almost in there.
Mm-hmm.
That's the paradox there. But people that are polyamorous are like, I can
I
love both of
can have
y'all
both
at
of
the
them.
same time.
It's like I want fries
So-
and a burger. I want them both put on the same plate.
Well, that was. I mean, I called him Will.
Well, I can't choose between fries and a burger.
Yeah,
too,
Chris,
so, you know,
they
hey.
go together. You
I
need
know
those things
y'all
together.
get what I'm talking
No,
about.
nigga, you
My
said,
bad. Let
I
me
want
say
a
a
burger and a
burger
hot
and
dog.
steak. My
And
bad.
they also
It's all
tend to go
food.
into
They're
that
complimentary.
argument. They also tend to go into that argument about how you can't expect one person to fulfill all of your needs. So then they like, okay, you gonna fulfill these needs, and you gonna fulfill the other ones. You know what
I
I'm saying?
think where guys mess
That's
up
where
with
their
the
side
open
dude stuff
relationship
comes
is
from.
most guys can't handle their girl being with another dude.
Right.
Whereas, like, most guys think a woman can handle that more. And that's where it'd be like, I'm cool with. They be cool with, like, niggas cheat. Niggas
They
do all kind of
can.
wild shit.
They can.
You know what I'm saying?
They
If
can
you was in an
handle
open
more.
relationship, that means it's not open just for you. It's open for her too, and most
Right.
niggas can't handle that.
I'll give girls that. They can handle that more. Girls are stronger in that regard as far as coming back from cheating than dudes are.
I can.
But
handle
dudes
it
have
the
a
same.
buttload more of pride than women do.
I don't think that's
Not saying it's right or
Slide the mic
wrong
your
either
way.
way.
Come on, Caitlin, what you
Yeah,
got to
go
say? I
ahead.
see your face.
Y'all want to know what I got?
No, yeah, we
do.
do. Go ahead, say it.
Y'all don't.
Well, I hate to say that. I don't think it should go either way. I think women are just more so built for that mentally. Men are more
I think
so
a lot
broken
of
by
women
that.
know that men, it's more common for men to step outside or want to than women. I'm not saying women don't do it, but
15%.
you're definitely not gonna know if a woman does it over a man if both are trying to hide it or whatever. But
In
I
an open
just-
relationship, you're not hiding it.
I know, but I'm saying once you switch to that, I feel like it's a lot easier for a woman to be able to, handle that if she makes that decision. But for a lot of guys, like once you feel like a woman is yours and then somebody else has her, a lot of men don't look at her the same. And women, even in relationships that are not open, when they get cheated on, they take men back most of the time. It's just
Fellas,
a lot of
everybody-
men
all
are
the
not
guys in
taking
here.
their
Y'all
girls
been
back
cheated
after
on
they
before?
cheat.
You been cheated on before?
Yeah.
Did you take her back?
Yeah.
I've done it. I've taken her back. Abe's like, no, nigga, you fucked up.
Nah, I'm out.
I sort of
You guys
did it
know that.
Ain't
halfway.
nothing wrong with that.
I only took the nigga back because we were living in the same house and he wouldn't leave. So he just lingered
That
around
one, you
until I
just
got
dealt
soft.
with him. Yeah, you just
dealt with him. That's
until I got
Exactly. But
soft.
then I was like, you got to get the fuck out of here. Sorry.
I feel
Yeah.
like cheating is a personality trait. I have a zero tolerance policy, to be perfectly honest, only because
Look.
I
Hello?
They like, they
Hello?
like,
Right?
But yeah, no, I actually think it's a personality trait. Like I think I've dealt with a lot of people, not like that, but like in my lifetime, and a cheater is a cheater. Like that's a thing that you do. And there's nothing wrong with that because
Yes, there is.
it goes back to the point that I want to make about an open relationship. Whereas, what is a boyfriend and girlfriend? That is such a difficult concept to even grasp, in my opinion, because it's like you'll talk to someone, right, for so long, and then, but you're not my girlfriend and you're not my boyfriend. Okay, but we talk to each other, we're exclusive with each other, we like each other. So what makes it so you are my boyfriend or you are my girl? It's like there's just so many things
It's
in the
very
air.
ambiguous.
We've had
So
that
it's just
conversation 100 times on here.
So it's just like, in my opinion, it's like, a cheater is a cheater is a cheater. But, if we're not married, I don't know. It's hard to like really call it, because it's like, what is a boyfriend and girlfriend,
Yeah.
Besides, I think husband and wife is one thing, but I think that until you're married, I'm sorry, but I feel like you're kind of like single,
Technically, on-
like technically, like,
tax
I mean, I don't
purposes.
know. That's just, I have
Look,
different
hey,
views.
you
What is
just
that?
got-
wish
What is
they
that? What is
would.
that? What is
Her eyes at me so crazy.
But we've
when I
all
said
heard.
that.
We've all heard. We've all
I
heard.
wasn't agreeing. I was just
Go
saying
ahead.
technically on
No,
the
I get
tax
what she's
purpose.
saying, but
I get
I
what
wish
she's
you
saying.
would.
That's all I was saying.
What's technically though?
What do you mean?
What's technically
On
like
tax,
technically?
when you file your taxes,
Well,
you
yeah,
have a
like
girlfriend, you're
legally.
not single.
Not technically,
but on
legally.
Paper, so what do y'all reference y'all's relationships on paper or mentally and spiritually?
I do mine mentally and spiritually, but I think
For
a lot of
me,
people care
marriage
about.
should be on
right now
paper.
for us is
So
definitely
for
not
you,
For
marriage-
me,
for you,
marriage is on
a
paper, but obviously there's no paper for you being my boyfriend. You know what I'm saying?
See, that doesn't make
So
sense.
it's weird, right?
Yeah, it
that's
is.
weird.
I
It's a
just said
weird
it's
concept.
very ambiguous. It's like whatever the fuck you call it in your brain is what it is.
I think it just has to be like a mutual agreement, right? Like it can't just be like
Yeah.
one person could have an idea of what a relationship
We
is.
both
and the
have to
other
agree.
person's idea could be totally different.
Yeah.
So that's when you got to come together and say, okay,
And
this
you
is
have
what I'm looking for.
discussions.
Do our ideas match up? And
Boundaries
then you can come and figure out where those boundaries are. And
That's
where those
what
lines
marriage
are.
should be, but y'all just said it's on paper.
That's what a
so-
relationship should be.
Yeah, period.
Yeah, but a marriage is not. The
Oh
same.
well, hell, what the
Yeah,
fuck is
but
a
marriage
relationship
not
if we
the
don't know
same.
what a boyfriend is and we kind of sort of are debating about what marriage
I
is
just
if it's
feel
on
like once
paper,
you
if it's in your
openly
brain.
say
What
to
the
that
fuck is a
person,
relationship?
Once y'all both agree, and y'all both have an understanding and an agreement that you guys will be exclusive to one another,
Right.
and you haven't done that. Like you haven't taken that extra step to get married because you guys are deciding you want to be exclusive. I feel like it's at that point because, like you said, a lot of people they friends or whatever for years and they don't like you've been doing relationship
like
stuff
they're
the whole
together
time.
technically,
So it's
yeah.
like technically
Yeah,
you
so
kind of
what?
you
I
kind
hear
of
people
are,
say
but then you don't want to
relationship stuff.
officially
What?
claim that person because you still want to step out and do other things. And I feel like that's something like when a man lets you know, like, hey, I'm willing to be exclusive to you. And then we can work towards, marriage. You go out here and you date, but everybody you date, are you looking to marry them?
So a
and spend your life
relationship
with
is
them?
more like a drawing a line in the sand. Like this is mine.
I think
Pretty
it's
much.
the beginning.
If I call you
of,
my boyfriend, you
know.
belong to me.
Yeah, so it's like it's the
That's
establishment of loyalty. It's the establishment that I'm going to be loyal to you.
I agree
Right.
with
You
that.
belong to me, and I belong to you, and
On
we're trying to get
something
married.
long-term. But when you're dating, I mean, you can just look at people dating, and it's just like, oh, okay, well, you're dating, but are you looking to these people to have them in your life long-term and to do something with them? Probably not. So I feel like once you establish that, then you're in a whole different realm. But I feel like it does have to be verbal, and it does have to be mutual. So
let's tie this back into Will, Jada, and August. If Will and Jada got an open relationship and they brought August in, and Will did give him his blessing, like, yo, yeah, y'all cool, do y'all thing. I don't know if that's to me it's not weird.
To me, y'all. To me. It's
whatever
weird to
they
me.
want
My
to
bad.
see. Whenever somebody want to do something over there, what they're doing over there, got nothing to do
Yeah,
with
it's
me.
weird. I can still say it's weird. You put it out to the world. I can say that shit's weird.
Who put it out to the world?
They put it out to the world.
August put it out to the world.
No,
he put that
but
out.
If,
Will
if you,
and Jada have been in the open.
if
They
you-
called it a partnership a long time
if you
ago.
trusted
I
August,
would rather be partners with somebody than the partner is somebody you doing real life shit with more so than like marriage. Niggas getting in marriages, get out marriages. They don't give a nobody cares about marriage.
That speaks to the
Businesses
problem.
go to partnerships.
But that speaks
When
to the
somebody
problem of this society. You know what I'm saying? You saying that is true, but that's a problem. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
marriage should be sacred, right?
Why?
Because it's an oath before God. That's why I asked y'all, what
What
do
if
y'all
somebody
see?
doesn't
What if
believe in
somebody's
God?
not religious?
I'm not gonna marry them. I'm not even in a
No, but that's
relationship
for
with
you.
them.
Talking about here, when
But
you
we're
say-
talking
But that's
generally.
what that goes back to what
Well,
Asia
yeah,
said.
we're
It's
talking
about
about
an
the institution of
agreement.
marriage. When you
That's
say
for
something-
me.
Right.
But that's
for
what,
you.
dog. We got the idea of marriage from the Bible, a
Did
book,
we?
a word of God. Yes,
People was getting married before.
they talked.
they
He
were.
stated husband and wife in the Bible.
Yeah,
so
it's
that
in
comes
there.
from
I'm
that.
not-
It
I'm
just
not
wasn't.
denying
We
it.
didn't invent that. It's nothing new under the sun. Like you think we just invented marriage? No, they invented the business side of it to capitalize on it.
Okay.
Like it was always around.
Right.
Men and women linking was always around.
Yeah.
But the paper side of it is new.
The
But it's
paper side
always
and
been
the
an
marriage
oath.
side, I feel.
It's
Yeah.
always been an oath. So if a woman doesn't believe in, I'm just talking to me personally. If a woman don't believe in God, we're not even getting that far anyway. So
I was just asking because when I ask people why, then nobody can. Chris gave me an explanation, but it's like religious, and me and her talk about.
it's not religious.
Well, no, because me and her
No,
talk
that
about it all
is.
the time. What if somebody's not religious? You can't speak to it then. Past
I'm
that.
not religious.
Well, people that aren't religious will say that it's an oath between me and you, not an oath between me, you, and God. It's
Y'all
an oath
understand that
between me and you.
religion is
That's what they'll
is a
say.
construct made by man as well to capitalize off of God.
Yeah,
And so
I
is
know that.
marriage.
That
Marriage is a way to tax me, a way to file me.
there's
in a
two
different
sides
category.
to everything.
Exactly.
I could be married to,
There's
to
17
me. We talk about
sides
this.
to
God damn,
everything.
we talk about this all the time. I feel we talk about this too much.
All right, let's.
We got a relationship.
guys are
We
getting
got a
real
relation-ish
deep.
episode coming out about marriage. We talk about this on a relationship episode
Yeah.
Monday.
But I think
Oh,
that
Monday,
August
it'll be
got
out.
fucked up.
Finally.
What happened?
I want to ask y'all that question as far as how do y'all think society would have took it if it was the other way around? I'm gonna ask that just to
About
stay
what?
on topic.
If it was,
Will with a nice little young little 22
Oh, they be
year old
going
chick.
at Will. They be murdering Will right now.
And then another thing, we seen Jada get reposted and reposted and reposted. I don't see no girls coming to agree with Jada as far as that goes, which is kind of surprising to me.
What you mean?
As far as like nobody, I don't see any females saying anything, like even applauding it, anything like that, which is surprising. How do y'all feel about that?
I think that, like, the reason I didn't have much to say about it on, like, initially when I learned about it, because I'm like, okay, if it's a thing that Will and Jada did agree upon, what the fuck are we talking about? Like, you had to, and you're fucking famous. Ain't no such thing as a secret when you're famous. You had to know somebody was gonna fucking find out at one point or another. So, what's the discussion? That's how I,
I
felt
really
about
didn't
it.
give a fuck.
Yeah, it's just something. It's just
If
something
y'all
to talk
agreed
about.
upon
I'm not
it-
gonna show up, I'm not
down
gonna show up
for
in front of
open
their house
marriage,
and be
but
like, yo,
because
what are y'all
they
doing?
did
Y'all
it,
shouldn't be
it's
doing
like-
this.
They've been talking about that forever, that they were life partners and that they weren't, this not the first time something happened. It's just the first time somebody's actually came out and said something, and it just so happened to be August Alsina when he's about to put out,
Right.
a new body of work. So I just feel like all this, so if that's how it happened, and that's how it happened, but just be other people that don't
That's
agree
true.
with it, I don't feel like
they could have had him sign an NDA.
When
True.
He might have shit. Like I said, it
Well,
wouldn't be
if that's
surprised
the
if
case, he
August
might get sued,
wound up
right?
dead. Y'all better
Jada
enjoy
said
August.
she's
while
taking
y'all-
herself to the red table talk. So I guess
Bro,
we'll
the man
find
is
out when she
already
set her ass
suicidal.
down.
That's not a. All
Well,
right.
if he kill himself, that's different.
That's
After
what I'm
dead,
saying.
somebody gonna kill him.
But
Oh, yeah.
What was I about to say?
So how does anybody know how Will and Jada's relationship is right now? Are they still life partners? Is
That's
everything
what I
all
wanted to
fine?
say.
If
When-
everything is all fine, then meh.
When have we heard Will and Jada come out and say they're in an open relationship?
They never said. They
never
never
said
said
that.
open relationship. They said they're transferred to a
They
life
said life
partnership.
And I don't know. I have like kind of weird and not antiquated, but different views on like relationships and stuff. I like all of mine have kind of been working relationships, almost, more business like. And so I understand a little bit of a little bit, only because it's like, you're with someone that you're very compatible with, right? And you can be with them for 50 or something years, but when you're with people for that long, after maybe 20, 25 years.
You need some spice?
Yeah, a little spice, a little August spice, in the
August.
relationship, I guess. Because they have a very business partnership. You can kind of tell, you know? And so I kind of understand that. But, like, she probably don't want to be with August for real,
Right.
So it's like.
That's
it's
the candy.
different. I think when you get
August is the
older, it's
candy.
different,
When you're
it's
older
like.
and
So-
you agree upon that
Yeah.
within yourselves, and then like at the end of the day,
Speaking to the mic.
at the end of the day, like, we're still, married, and none of these people are gonna be around. But I definitely think, that's I don't know if that's what they do, then that's what they do. But like you said, they're older, and that's something that they agreed on
later
or whatever.
in their
Yeah,
lives.
later
Yeah.
on in life.
After they'd
That's
already
not something we
established
would,
that they're a
visit
strong
after,
couple.
yeah.
Kids, they had a lot going on. They
Yeah.
were millionaires.
It's like
They-
20 years into the
Yeah.
line,
Pretty
they've had
much. Then it's
like
like, hey, look,
movies
man.
together, like
Yeah.
they've done a lot.
Like,
of
let's
things,
go and do
know?
whatever. But at the end of the day, we know, what's what. And
I think
don't
that's
see
where
nothing wrong
August
with
got
that.
himself fucked up.
You don't
I
see
feel
nothing
like
wrong.
August
I
was
don't
like,
spoke up
So-
about it. I'm like,
If you agree
Because
to
he got
do
some
it,
shit
if
coming
you
out.
agree to do it. If she
Subjectiveness is
wouldn't
what
step
makes this
out,
argument very flat, because it's like
none of us can really speak on it because we really
Yeah.
don't know what Jada and Will had going on. We just hear them say life partner.
Yeah, we're
So
all speculating.
everybody
But I
is
know
speculating,
nobody in this
honestly.
room's gonna put up with that. I can't speak to Opal because I don't spend a lot of
well,
time.
I
what?
wouldn't put up with that in the beginning,
Yeah, in the
Sure.
beginning, it's
Say-
not something
say-
I would
say
visit.
All of our relationships, we're like 55 or whatever, and your wife comes to you and she's like, "Yo, I need some spice. I want to go fuck somebody else."
If
be
it
like,
was
okay.
better
I
that
think
she
it's just
asks
that.
you
See,
than she
people-
just does it,
And this is the
right?
thing, guys.
I think it's
guys
better to
always go
have the
straight to
understanding.
fucking. She might just want to be around somebody different. It gotta be
Okay,
fucking.
okay.
Yeah,
Take out the
that's what I'd
sex.
say.
Your wife comes to you and she's like, "Yo, I'm a little bored. I want to go be around another man."
Just
if
for a little bit of time.
that brings some life back into my partner and my relationship, then I'm like, okay, if it makes you happy, we've been together for fucking ever. I'm specifying that we've been together
That's
for
what he
fucking
said.
ever, and we know that at the end of the day, I'm gonna die next to yo ass.
Right.
And then if you want to
Which
go
is good,
spice
Look,
up your life,
we're too-
as long as you
everybody
bring
ain't
it
too
back
young
to
believe
me,
in that, but I'm trying.
Okay.
Look,
That's real.
me and Caitlin could be 50 million up, and she like, yeah, I just want to go chill with another nigga. I don't know. I might be like, if we in that place in life, and I trust her, and she trusts me, and we built a life, and we got all this other shit.
Okay,
I
so
might
what
be
is
cool with it. I don't know.
I don't know. That it just goes deeper.
I just
What's
think
your idea?
And what if Caitlin looking like Jada? How old is Jada?
48.
She's old.
20.
48, and she still look 30.
Jada got some shots.
Nah,
too.
Jada looked like she could be
21
like
years
27.
between her and August Alsina.
I'm not talking
Right.
about that. I'm talking about how Jada look. If
Oh, no,
Caitlyn
she
look
look
this
good.
I
At
love plastic
50,
surgery.
she
Are
might
you
want
That's
to
what
be
I just
back out in the
said. She
streets.
just-
I
she
don't
was-
know.
for days.
Yeah, she done got some shots.
It don't matter.
Y'all sound like
Don't
She's
let
still
Jada.
fine.
Don't let
Yeah, I want
Jada
some
fool
later.
y'all.
You better get
Okay,
it.
but
But her mom.
But is she
her
still
mom is
fine, though?
Beautiful.
That's
Y'all
That's
sound
the
like some
sad thing
haters.
about it. Her mom is beautiful. I'm not a hater. I'm just
Y'all
saying
sound
what
like
it
some
is.
haters.
See, that's the
Come
problem. We
on.
got to get out of that. I'm stating facts.
I don't care
She
what
is
she
having
did.
Botox.
She not-
But that's not hate though. That's me
Like
stating
it. I said
facts.
it sound like it. It do sound.
As a man, that you run off logic and numbers and facts.
I do. But
I'm
it's
just
still-
saying-
That's all I'm doing is putting them on
All
the table.
day.
She said some shots.
She's still fine though,
But
so
you
it
tryna-
don't matter.
Yeah, y'all trying to do that to discredit
She's
her
still
findings.
fine, her.
Yeah, that's why y'all said it.
Okay.
I really just
If she
think
had
August
Botox,
got
then
himself
she look like
fucked
a
up,
green.
thinking that it could be
Keep in
more than it
mind,
could
would she
be.
look the exact same if she didn't have
We
all the
don't-
money and all the,
We don't know, but she don't look like a gremlin. That's what we saying.
Okay.
Nah.
Well, sometimes they're not ugly. They just broke. Y'all seen that all the time. Look at Kylie.
No, that's fact.
No, real talk.
Kylie.
Fact.
Kylie
Let's
before
be-
all that?
That applies
you.
to men
Okay.
and women. A lot of y'all think these niggas is fine.
See,
They just got
and
money.
like I
They
said,
not
that sound like
fine. They
it.
just
just
showing
got
off
dough.
their cash.
But there's nothing wrong with being attracted to that. It means they're established.
And I'm cool with being medium ugly and having a bag. I'm
No,
cool.
you are not medium ugly. I said stop
cool
saying
with
that,
it.
and I'm not gonna say it
I'm
again,
very
Mr.
cool with it.
McCord.
I'm
Medium ugly's hilarious.
I'm
It is
comfortable
super funny.
in my medium ugliness
Kadeem.
with my little bag.
Not the medium ugly.
Yeah.
It's not little, and you are not medium ugly, and you better stop playing with
saying,
me
I'm cool.
before you get this work in the car.
Get this work. Whoa.
Whoa, wait a
pause.
minute.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
I'm not
That's how you got
pausing. No, I'm
pregnant.
just-
That's how you got
It
pregnant.
is how we got pregnant.
Giving that work.
Alright. So August, you're wildin'. Will and Jada, they don't fuck with y'all. You're wildin'.
Right.
Oh shit, I've missed this one. New Virginia laws. Did y'all want to talk about it?
Oh
We
yeah.
can.
Oh yeah.
There's new laws on abortion.
Wait,
on
I feel like I
voting,
need to bring up
on
that post.
marijuana. Yeah, you do.
Yeah, I want to look at it.
Somebody gotta be the B mic. God damn.
Yeah, I got you. I'm gonna find it. I saved it. Okay.
Saved it.
I'm working out here.
I got too
Oh,
much
B
going
Mike,
on.
I see.
Huh?
I said I got too
Pull
much
this out a
going on.
little.
He can't be the B mic. He's, you know what I'm saying. He's doing a lot.
Well, give me some time to find it. Talk amongst yourselves. I know. Yeah, I'm going to look at it.
Hold on, you gotta
The
look.
new Virginia laws that were just updated
Yeah.
as of
I
was it
got 'em.
July 1st when we went to phase 3.
I got them. Which one
When
y'all
is
want to?
Top Golf open?
Which one y'all? I got 'em,
When
Lydia.
is Top Golf? Wait, what?
Which ones y'all want to talk about? LGBT,
I know that-
marijuana, voting, abortion,
We can talk about all
casinos,
of them.
driver's
Hey,
license.
shout out to the
gun laws.
casinos.
Big one.
Yo, did y'all peep?
Insurance.
Portsmouth and Virginia Beach, and no, it was Portsmouth and Norfolk. But why the fuck Bristol and Danville? Are y'all going to Danville to gamble?
My
No.
family's from Danville.
Yeah,
One of my uncles,
Bristol
he
is
drives out
Bristol
there.
is damn near Kentucky, West Virginia. That shit
They don't
far
got
as
nothing
fuck.
to do
Yeah.
down there, so gambling.
Yeah,
might be
give 'em
the
something
only
to
thing
do.
for real. Gives them some money. I mean, it's really very
They're just trying
country.
to drive traffic to
That's
the
how
area.
people end up doing heroin.
What?
But no, for real. All right, think
What?
I'm joking. I'm not joking.
Alex
Okay, I found the
outside.
post.
I'm just gonna set them up at the table. Here.
You found it?
All right.
Okay.
I've been told you.
Chris
Okay,
is
shut
going to
up.
step out. Which one we going to talk about first? Marijuana. As of July 1st, people found with possession of under 1 ounce. That's not a little bit. That's a nice little, you know what I mean? Will face $25 civil fine.
I'm about to bring my mom a nugget.
That is the decriminalization of marijuana. How do y'all feel?
I'm about to bring my mom a nugget. She been saying, I want to try it, but it's not legal. I'm like, okay, mom, I got you.
Criminal records of
We here
simple
now.
possession will be sealed, and
Which is
employers
great.
and schools will be banned from asking about prior simple possession convictions.
That's great. But I do have the
That's
question.
huge.
I do have the question. Are they still going to... Okay, so you know how for some jobs you have to get drug tested? Like, is that still going to be like,
Most
she's
places
positive for weed?
Because
We're
I
not
have
having
corporate.
it.
I was like doing corporate work, but most places don't be testing you for weed no more. They
Yeah,
testing
they
to
don't.
see if you on something crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a lot of corporate jobs.
We can test it for
Yeah.
everything, so I'm
Yeah,
not touching it.
yeah. I'm about to say if you had a,
Well, you're in the military.
biggest thing is for
Speaking
the
to the
niggas
mic.
who was getting hemmed up prior.
if they had more
Exactly.
than, but it's simple possession. It's not with the
Yeah.
with
the
intent to distribute.
Yeah.
Yes.
Have some. You know, you just got your little
Opal,
blunt
how
in
you
the
feel?
console.
I think that like it sucks that the people who are in jail for having a bag of weed and have been in jail for 10 years, like that's
Yeah.
not fair at all, you know? So I think that if that's the case, they need to take a look at all these cases again and like
They
really
say they about to.
hey,
What up, brother?
you know, I think they need to take a look at all these cases and really like, you know, do something about that. So yes, it's cool. I mean, in California, it's been like that. And people really do walk down the street smoking blunts, you know?
Yeah, they got recreational now, though. We ain't there yet. We
Yeah.
just decriminalized. We ain't get to being able to be outside and you know what I mean.
It's a step for this a Commonwealth state, so that's a step.
Yeah. Aren't they
Alright.
supposed to be like...
I mean, you got to remember that at the
Eventually,
end of the
'cause
day,
I-
Virginia is still a Commonwealth.
Right. But I know that it's going to take a while, but I feel like I read something before about how they're about to start having places where we can go buy it, like at the smoke shop.
They need
Just a
to.
little bit. Yeah.
They
So
really-
it's
I don't
going to
know
work.
if we there
It's
yet.
going to take a long
Baby
time,
steps.
Yeah.
but that's where we're going. We're just going there very
that's
slowly.
what
I mean,
Abe
they're
just said
making
is
a really
correct.
big medical marijuana dispensary. I covered it in Hampton, and the
Yeah.
cities were actually arguing like, where is this going to be because it was going to bring in so much
It
revenue.
does bring in
Yeah.
hella revenue.
So I do think that'll be the first step is probably the medical marijuana business out here, and then maybe it'll
Oh,
go to
put me
something
down
like
And I've
that.
seen
for
the
one.
signs.
I need a sign.
I've seen the signs.
Yeah.
Hey.
There'll be signs in the ground. You know, you're driving around randomly, like medical marijuana doctor. Come over here, so you can
should
get
be
your
that real
little
quick.
card. What was it called? Do you remember?
We can vote on
Affirmative,
that.
Cannabis
whatever the
card or
fuck
something.
card where you
We
can
haven't
carry
got to
weed
gun laws
medicinally.
No, we have.
No,
we
we're not
was
there
gonna do
No,
voting
that
next.
affects your gun laws, though.
Oh yeah,
You
yeah.
want
Oh
me to
that.
read-
Oh
Oh,
that.
yeah.
So my dad is an avid smoker, but he also is an avid gun owner, and he was like, if you want to get the medicinal card, that fuck up with your gun rights, like Abe was saying. So he
It
don't
does?
fuck with it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, I
Mhm,
didn't know that.
for sure.
Explain how that
Because in
is.
order to get that card, you have to show some kind of
Medical
discrepancies, and those discrepancies might go
Hinder
against
you.
those
Basically, you can't own the whole.
owning a gun.
Yeah.
like
For
you
example,
can't
like, if
sleep
you're
at night, or
interested-
you depressed, or
Yeah,
stuff like that.
if you say, "Oh, I'm depressed, give me this medical marijuana
That
card," and they
makes
give it to you,
sense.
but then
No, it don't matter. It don't matter what you say it's for. If you get the medicinal card, you can't really like
You
be
can't
an
have a
open
gun.
carry type time.
Now
nigga.
that
That's
is
some bullshit.
interesting. Yeah.
And people that own guns, my dad had hella guns. Like I don't even know if y'all realize like what
lot.
My dad's the
hella
same.
guns. I went over there. He had the jump with the scope and the beam on it. He's ready for like the end of the world to happen. No,
I'm going to
not
his
even-
house.
I'm not even joking.
If it
No,
go
for
down.
real. I'm not even joking. But he told me, and he smokes to, ease some of the pain. He has some, immune system issues and a whole bunch of other shit going on. But he was like, yo, I want to get the card so I can, they get better weed. Anybody can get a medicinal card, that's way better weed and edibles than whatever you smoking on the street. That shit is A1.
I just wonder what the criteria is then for a medical marijuana card, because they must have seen some type of correlation between, what was wrong with these people in order to need these cards and, the threat they may pose to the public by having a gun in addition to. So I don't think it goes for everybody, but there's always a reason for most of this stuff. So
I don't know if that's true.
But I also think that.
I think you have to,
they let you
especially
go
with
get
all
alcohol
the
and
shootings.
still have guns.
Exactly, because I know some niggas right now that drink too much alcohol to be carrying around.
Yeah, they let you go. They let anybody go get a drink and have a gun.
Right.
I'm just saying.
And
It's a process and they just starting, so I just gotta wait and see.
Marijuana is dictated towards brown and us people of color.
Yeah.
And they put us in jail for it. They'll change the laws for it.
But it's
and
cleaner
the ones
out.
that are
It's
making
cleaner,
all the
it's
money
cleaner
of
out
it
in Colorado.
are not us. The ones that are in jail is somebody else. The ones that are making all the money of it are white people. I promise you. Not even,
I said it's cleaner out in Colorado. It's fun out in Colorado.
All right. It is fun. I ain't gonna lie. It is fun.
But you know what I'm talking
You been
about.
to Colorado before, bro?
But I'm saying it's just fun out there.
Denver
They're
is fire.
enjoying life.
But Denver is fun.
But the black man selling weed is not. It's not seen
Nah,
like
they
that.
don't want that.
Right.
They don't want us to have no dispensary. And
Just
anyway,
working on
like
ways
she
to
said,
cut
if
us
they
out
do
the
have
deal.
it, I'm trying. I got some bread. Whoever want to throw up?
Yeah, that's cool. I was gonna say shout out.
Hey, we can make that money, man.
Shout out to Al Harrington and them because they got the dispensary out in California.
Shout out to Al Harrington.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He a Redskin, but we don't fuck with that. We can talk about that if you want to. They about to change that name, Abe. How you feel?
Oh, I heard about that.
You a Redskin fan?
What?
Oh, okay. Talk to that. Talk to that.
I got a tat. Redskin.
If they change, I'm about to change the name to the one.
He's like, don't change that.
You gonna have a throwback tat.
No, that is throwback.
He gonna have the old tat.
I low key was about to buy a damn Redskins hat the other day.
I don't fuck with that shit.
I don't know. I went to school with a Native American.
Briss, did you send it to me?
He said their family didn't have an issue with it.
I was just gonna read it, bro.
Yeah, a lot of
multiple
people
things.
says that. Yeah, right.
They said it was a sign of valor. I guess that's what they.
Yeah,
called
but
it.
what they gonna do
So I
about
don't-
Breonna Taylor?
With that
True.
being said,
Okay.
facts.
Good drop.
Okay.
Good drop.
Yeah.
Do we want to talk about voting?
Oh, I was looking at that LGBTQ thing where they said that.
So you jumping around?
No,
Well,
that's
I'm
the
looking
first
at the
one.
post. It's right after that, and it says it makes it easier to change a person's name and gender on their birth certificate. Questionable. I'm one of those people. I'm like,
I send it to
hey,
you,
whatever the fuck you want to do with your genitals, do with your genitals, because your genitals don't have shit to do with mine or my
True.
life.
True.
So let me just put that out there right there. But on your birth certificate, huh? What were you born? On your birth certificate? That's the key word there is birth.
I want to say first,
at the time
before
of birth.
this podcast takes off like it's going to, we support LGBTQ.
You can do whatever
Exactly.
you want.
That's why
Here
I
on this
put
pod.
that disclaimer first. Whatever you want to do.
we respect everybody's rights here at the Just Another Podcast.
Yeah.
Before somebody say something outlandish.
Okay, but
Now y'all can speak.
I saw also on YouTube. I was watching YouTube randomly one day, and this guy was like, "Well, if you can just change your gender and just say, whatever you want to say you are, which is fine. Again, I'm cool with it." But that nigga was like, "Well, if I say I'm a bobcat, what about that?" That's what he said.
Yeah.
Is that valid too?
Yep.
I mean, a lot of places, in order to go in certain restrooms or have access to certain areas, they're asking, what is on your birth certificate. So it kind of is, it's not just, what you identify as. It's really going to open the door for their access in public areas and stuff like that. So
I didn't know people were asking about what's on your birth certificate.
Bro, I sent you the whole
That's
thing.
interesting.
Go back to the thread.
I don't know, though. Because I try to put myself in their shoes. I'm like, if I felt like I was trapped in the wrong body...
Yeah.
And I wanted, I did everything possible to change it. And it's my whole body from head to toe, put all this money, all this hardship into it. And then at the end of the day, like still a piece of paper to, I have a hard time. I try
That's
to like
a good way to think
sympathize.
about
So
it.
it's like, like she said, if it's their life and I feel like it don't affect me.
Facts.
What do you do?
All right. This voting one was big. Voters will no longer need to show a photo ID at polls. But we were required to show other documents that have their name and their address to vote.
I think that's great because
That's
some
major.
people don't have IDs because of whatever the fuck.
Because the state of Virginia.
That goes back to that other law about the driver's license, which is going to give like hundreds of thousands of people their licenses back. So.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I see what you're talking
Yeah, it goes into that and connects with that.
That was great. I thought that was amazing.
Yeah. That was a good
As
one.
somebody who's only time my license has been suspended on some bullshit.
Yeah,
I agree.
My license is
Oh yeah, I got a speeding
Mine is-
ticket
yeah.
and forgot all about it, and then my license got suspended, and I had no idea, and it costed hundreds of dollars to get it reinstated, and it's like, so not only now do I have to pay for the speeding ticket, but like, what if I didn't, if I didn't have the money to pay for it,
Yes.
now you got me having to pay for my license. It's
And
crazy.
To that note, it is a lot of people that don't have that $100, $300 to pay for that stuff. I got locked up once, and when I was like in court, like my bond was high as hell. My bond was like $22,000. But other people's be like $3,000, and they don't have $300 to get out of jail. So people be in jail over $300, $100, $150 for real. Really be in jail, can't get out for stealing fish, like all kind of wild shit. So, and you got to think, even if it's something like your license being suspended, like they really don't be having the money. And the state of Virginia really will have you in a loop, because you'll have your license suspended, then there's a period where you can get suspended for any little thing. It's a cycle, and that cycle was vicious, and it was deemed unconstitutional because it was. I want my money back. That's how I feel.
Okay.
I want my goddamn money back.
Say it again, bro.
No, and
For
that's
real.
happened to me before. Like, I almost really got stuck in that shit before. Like, I really almost got stuck in that where I lost my license because I got a ticket and blah, 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 and I couldn't do this and I couldn't do that, and all that stuff that I couldn't do got in the way of me being able to get my license back.
For sure.
Right.
So,
Like,
now that that's
going to
gone,
Now
that
they've removed
feels
so
better.
Shout out to them for that. What else we got on here?
For sure. Virginia, we working
Abortion.
on it. We're
Chris,
doing
you
the right
ready?
things.
I'll let you read this one.
Oh, my bad. If I remember correctly, it's taking away that 48 hour period that females need to, as far as getting evaluated and stuff like that. But I'm gonna read it for y'all. Send it to you.
You want me to do it?
New legislation rolls back a 24 hours waiting period and the requirement that women undergo an ultrasound and receive printed counseling materials before having the procedure.
Right.
So they can just go whenever.
So I think that the reason they had that stuff in place in the first place was because they just wanted to have a reason and a mandated thing that, oh, let me get the opportunity to talk you out of it type shit. But honestly, I feel like if she's made this decision. Like, don't try to talk people out of the things they want to do. That's just how I feel about it. It's not about whether I'm pro-life or pro-choice or whatever the fuck.
Go ahead, Kate.
It's like, if I made a decision, let me make that decision.
Bro.
Yeah.
You want to go?
It's like a really. Go ahead. No, you go.
I don't got a whole spiel. I just don't understand why it's even that strenuous. It's okay to think about it for 24 hours if you want to end a life and take away your baby. It's okay.
But I think that if
And it's
she
okay,
decides
honestly, it's
that
okay.
she wants to have an abortion, she's probably already been thinking about it for more than 24 hours.
A lot of people have been thinking
She
about
didn't
it by the
just pee on
time
the
they get
stick
to that
and say, "Oh,
point. But
shit."
there's a lot of people who turn back after they go there and they do that because for a lot of women, that is their first time seeing their baby.
This
They
is true
will
as
give
well.
you that ultrasound.
Yeah.
Oh, I know.
So that is really what it is. And I think they let you, hear and everything. That's a different type of experience that you're not gonna get. And I think it allows women to, it just gives them like that last thing, because if you decide that you don't want it and you do want to follow through with an abortion, 9 times out of 10 you're not going to a regular doctor to have checkups because you don't want to follow through with it.
Exactly.
They are going to do that. So once they do that, it's like, oh yeah, here you see you see your baby, you hear their heartbeat, and okay, let's just go through with it. And you might see that and be like, wait a minute, I need a day or two or whatever. So I really think that that's what it is for. I don't think that they should, that they should get rid of it.
I agree, and I wonder why that's the case. When you go see your baby and you change your mind, wonder why.
Because babies pull at your heartstrings. Okay, they do. That
and
literally.
they also try to like get people to, people instead of, following through with the abortion. A part of that process too is to look at adoption.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a great one, Caitlin.
We at this podcast are also pro-choice. We allow women to do whatever they want to do, guys.
Right.
You know what I wanted to ask, though? This is a off-the-cuff question. Why is it... Okay, if a woman can decide not to have the baby, and that's her decision, and I can't stop her from doing that if she want to do that, why can't a man decide that, I don't want nothing to do with the baby?
Oh, like they do in, what is it,
bounce.
Switzerland?
But they do
I have
that
something
they
to
do that
say.
every day.
They do.
In different countries.
They do that all the time.
But there's repercussions to do it.
There is, because child support and stuff like that.
But I'm saying, if just the same way a woman can say, "Hey, I don't want to have this baby. I'm gonna have an abortion," and the guy can be like, "Yo, no, I want you to have a baby," and he can't make no decision for you.
Right.
But you can make a decision to have the baby, and he told you from the jump, like, "Yo, I'm not ready to be a dad." Da, 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 da.
Can
He
I
can't. Go ahead, bro. I just want to throw that in there before we get to.
No,
it.
you're exactly right. But I have like men. You have a choice to make too. Talk to these women about their ideals and what they believe as far as this goes. And if they believe they can just take away a child, you stop having sex with them. Stop.
And I was just being devil's advocate because I would never condone a abortion.
In different
or
countries, you
abandoning
can
my
sign
child.
away your parental rights.
That's what I was about to say. I feel like that should be allowed at the 9 months.
Be like, you wanted to have this baby. I didn't want you to have this baby, so I'm not dealing with it. They can do that.
That's a good point.
I don't agree with it at all, but I feel like if that's the case and that's how you're gonna do it, and a woman chooses to still go through with that process, I mean,
because it's like
it's
I
messed
chose
up,
this,
but
you didn't.
I mean,
and I think men, my ideals with abortion don't just lie on women. Men, they be the main people trying to toss out that 300 quick. That needs to stop too. Like,
I was about to say.
And can we talk about how they be
I don't know. I've never had. I've never even
Facts
thought
are
about
fact.
it. I didn't know.
I don't know. I'm like,
it goes higher as they go.
The later you are.
Yeah.
I think you got about 3 months.
And it's different,
but
like
3
types
months,
of anesthesia
you get an
for
abortion
different
at 3
parts.
months is yucky as fuck.
That's
But again, it goes back to men too.
But sometimes they don't know that they're pregnant till 3 months.
that's true.
You can't. You know what I'm saying?
I hear you.
true,
I
that's
just think
true.
that shit crazy.
We found out like what was it? 5 weeks. It was a
We were super early. We were 5
so-
weeks.
So, but anyway,
I was-
all right. Last one.
Yeah.
Before we're gonna talk about Opal and all her greatness.
All of her greatness and her fire.
Y'all want to talk about guns? How
Guns.
many people in here gun owners? Raise your hand. Yes, sir.
I
Pull
want
up
to
if you
figure out
want
how to
to.
be one.
Pull up if you want to.
Anyway, the ban on the possession of firearms by a person subject to restraining order. New requirements call for a background check on all firearms stolen in a limit.
And that limit on buying.
Yeah, handgun purchases. 1 month. You can only get one handgun per month.
I agree. I ain't gonna lie to you. I agree with all
Why
that.
do you need more than one handgun?
I agree with that. I agree with all that.
Loss of stolen gun will need to be reported within 48 hours.
I agree with all that.
Yeah, it sounds great.
Superior on black.
I agree with stricter gun laws, and I don't handguns though.
Imagine somebody pulling up just with a stack of guns, just 5 of them to the checkout line.
That's
like,
my
Not
dad.
Superior, well, on Black Friday and stuff, Superior upon I usually go there. People be on like 10, 15 handguns just checking out. Like,
I just
But you
don't
can only
understand
shoot
why you need
at a
all
max
that.
2 at a time, and how accurate. You ain't nice with 2 at that. You know what I mean? Come on, let's be real.
Out here.
yeah,
But if it's
you
for
might be.
self-defense,
You might be.
though,
This ain't
you
Call of
know,
Duty, man.
You might
aren't you
be.
just supposed to have one if it's for self-defense, right? You like have it to defend yourself, and then that's
What about the
once in a
collectors?
lifetime
I
chance.
think, in
What
my
about-
opinion, it should be like
You
a.
collecting,
If it's
that's a
just for
long-term
self-defense, then I think maybe it should be like 3, maybe max, because then it'd be like 1 for the house.
I'm cool on 3.
1 for the car, and 1 for my hip.
I think 1
And then
for
we
concealed carry.
That's still.
You have
I
probably a
appreciate that
45 and a
But I
rifle.
feel you.
Okay, right. 1 for the house, 1 for the car, 1 for my hip.
Yeah,
Then we're covered
And
in
I ain't mad
pretty
at
much everywhere I'm
rifles.
gonna be.
I ain't mad at rifles.
I'm happy. I'm happy they made the law about the protection. You know? Like if you file one on somebody, they got to turn their hand done it within 24 hours.
Yeah, I do
Go
like
get
the
your
one
concealed, too.
about how it says it
That ain't
toughens the
just
penalty for leaving a loaded, unsecured firearm in a reckless manner that endangers a child. Because I done dealt with that bullshit before. You're not gonna put this loaded handgun on my coffee table, motherfucker.
Really? Wow.
Yes. We not doing that.
No, I'm not.
Because I'll
buying-
bust your ass.
I ain't gonna lie, y'all. Kadeem already know. I'm not buying nothing without no
Exactly.
man
I'll
safety.
bust your ass if my child looks at it. No, nigga. No.
But I do feel like
Hold on, I gotta ask you this because I've been thinking. We was talking about this the other day. Sienna's gonna be super proficient with this.
I was
She
literally about to
So-
start talking about
Are
that.
you gonna teach Kennedy about firearms and how to use it and like the proper? You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
I thought about that when I
What age
when I bought
should
my
you
first
start
gun.
talking to your kid about
These little
that?
white kids be
Um,
using
Notice,
these
I
guns.
feel-
I think if it happens naturally, like even by accident, they see your gun and they're like, you know what I'm saying? Say if you had a situation where you had to pull it out. They be like, what's that? That's when you tell them about it. My daughter's only 5. I don't even think she would be able to grasp exactly what I'm saying to her.
no.
These
So-
little kids be going hunting.
And some little white boys.
That's true, but I feel like once she can
Shooting
like
a 22 caliber
understand.
rifle not the same as like a handgun in the crib.
For example,
Yeah,
one time.
I agree with that side of things because I feel like when you educate, it takes away that that curiosity.
That stigma. Yeah.
That's what gets people killed. But I don't know. I just think I was siding with that, but when I literally had the gun in my hand and I was like, I don't know if I'm ready to do that.
I want to teach. I don't know what the age is going to be, but she definitely.
I feel like it's when she can grasp the concept that we're teaching her, she's going to know.
This is dangerous. This is to protect us.
And she knows that mommy and daddy can,
hold the house down.
Literally tell them, you can't touch this.
For example, one time when I was about, I want to say I was like, I had to be like 7 or 8 because Sophie was here. And Sophie's my little sister. I remember going out, shout out to the Inmans. Those are my family friends or whatever, and they're white, right? So they took their kids hunting or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So I remember going over their house one time and seeing a gun, and I thought it was a play gun. So I shot it.
Are you
dead ass?
Was you little? You was little?
I was about 7 or 8.
Oh, okay,
like I said.
okay, gotcha.
And it was the little brothers. I had no knowledge of.
Oh, that's crazy.
I had no gun knowledge at all. Well, I didn't point it at anybody, obviously. Nobody got hurt or anything. But I didn't have that knowledge. I was about 7 or 8, but he did have that knowledge. But he also still had it laying out crazy.
Yeah. And it shows the gap.
But he knows how to use it. You know what I'm saying?
They're more comfortable with it.
Right. People being around.
Yeah. That was their fault on that part because they can trust their son, but they can't trust you per se because you didn't have that same intellect as far as guns go.
It's actually interesting because I did a story with in Portsmouth. They've seen a huge rise in accidents with kids and guns over this pandemic period because families are home, they're more careless. Gun owners are being more careless right now, and that was the first thing he said. He said it's never going to be a comfortable conversation, but you need to have it as early as possible so it does take away that like stigma within there. You know what I mean?
So your kid doesn't just.
Because I remember my brother
just
picked up my dad's gun, and my dad let him have it, but he hadn't had that conversation with him when he was younger. So how mad can you really be? And I just think, I don't know. I think the earlier the better. Like I get what you're saying, needing to have that mental knowledge, but it could, it also just can't be complacent.
Yeah, there's levels to it. Like middle school, I feel like she'll be able to, really, really grasp everything I'm telling her. But for safety reasons, early as possible.
My son knows that if he sees one, don't touch it.
Yeah.
He knows that. Do not touch
but
it. You know what it is.
Though,
you don't know what damage. He doesn't understand the damage it can do, but he knows that he's not supposed to touch this.
My daughter's very obedient. She listens to what I say,
Mine
but
too.
Still, kids are gonna be kids. Like they'll still be like,
bro.
"Yeah, daddy said don't touch this."
He ain't here and I see it.
Like that's what's running through my mind. I'm like, I'm a little shook on that.
I think it's also like not a cultural thing, but so I actually didn't grow up in Virginia, and so
where you grew up at?
I was born in Chicago and I grew up in Los Angeles, and in those areas there weren't a lot of gun owners. I'll be honest, like I didn't really see. Like in LA and stuff, like there was a lot of illegal guns.
There was gun owners.
Well, there's a lot of illegal. I think there's a lot of illegal guns, but that's why it's not really kosher in LA to just walk around with a gun on your hip because people have illegal guns, So it's like I don't know. So it's interesting because when I moved out here. I started hearing a lot about, rifles and shooting. I had never seen a shooting range, and I was like, whoa, that's crazy. A shooting range in my neighborhood, but I guess it's very normal. So I think it's interesting even hearing this conversation, because I'm like, when I was younger, if you was a shooting range, it was like, whoa, like that's like kind of like, kind of crazy or whatever.
I feel like it is cultural too. There is a certain stigma with black people and guns. Yeah.
Yeah, because in LA and in Chicago, people had guns for sure.
But it's such a negative stigma on guns with black people.
Yeah. Like if you guys seen with a gun on your hip and got pulled over in Chicago, your ass would have gone to jail.
I don't agree with open carry either. I don't really like open carry. That's why I got my concealed. I don't really agree with open carry. I don't want you to know what I got. Sorry.
All right.
That does make people nervous.
Yeah, I don't want you to know what I got.
We got Opal here on the couch.
Hello.
Good pod so far. We hit her off with the stats at the beginning. The streams is up. The placements is up. How was it getting your first? Like, how did it feel what was your first placement?
Well, that's a subjective because I think my first film and TV placement was they all kind of came at the same time, believe it or not, because movies, the process, it seems like, oh, that's really cool, your music is in movies, but it's actually a very long process. And so I think my first placements were in retail stores. That was
Speak to that.
probably
A lot of people out here.
So you saying
I'm
your
not
first
here
placement, your first placement wasn't just another podcast?
Oh.
No, we were late to the game.
Nothing wrong with it, but you know. But yeah, no. When I first started making music, I think a lot of stores started contacting me about using my music for their store, and Adidas was probably one of the first people actually, and then that branched off to a lot of different Adidas stores. But
that's a big jump.
Yeah, it was really cool. It was cool. I was like, oh wow. I actually went. The first one was Soho, and I actually went to Soho because I wanted to hear my song in the Soho store, and so I went there and I told the people, I was like, hey, just wanted to know if you've heard this song, like the people who work there. And it was funny, actually. My friend told me he actually made a video because he was there and the song started playing and he was like, yo, your song is playing.
People bought into it?
And yeah, he just showed me and I was just like, oh wow, that's real. But I think the retail stores was the first placements, and then after that it turned into the movies. And the movies was a little bit of a surreal experience, I will be honest, because I'll kind of talk about that a little bit. When they contacted me, I was a little I'm my own manager. I don't have anybody that does anything for me at all. I handle my business 100% myself. And so, which is a little complicated, to be perfectly honest, especially as a musician. And so, but when they contacted me, it was funny. I first lied. I didn't lie. I was like not really Opal. I tried to be Opal's manager.
You did what he said, man? Phoenix, you're crazy. You did that?
Which is funny because I actually did that with them. And but this was before all of that. But I was like, oh yeah, Opal, she can, yes, what do you need? Like all this stuff.
Opal, what was your voice for your whole time?
Let me see the Opal manager.
Well, it was all through email, so it didn't really, it didn't really matter anyways. But then, but after a while, I really realized how big of a deal this was. And I was like, I didn't understand it totally. So I started asking a little bit more questions and stuff. And then I was like, hey, actually, I'm Opal. And they actually had so much more respect for me, which is why I ended up doing, I don't know if this is why, but I ended up getting chosen for the soundtrack and stuff like that, which not everybody got that. The Insecure soundtrack. Okay. Oh yeah, let me say these things.
You gotta say those things.
But yeah, so I think that was a lot part of it because they were like, oh wow, you're the only artist on here that we're actually talking to the artist, And so about 90 emails later, and a lot of research, that was a lot of legal. I had to do so much research on the legalities, on the rights. I hadn't broken that down. So I will say anybody making music that needs to be broken down. That was probably the most difficult part of the entire process, was that part of it. The rights and just everything, because I have a full ownership on my music.
You let go of your whole damn song.
So it was difficult, but what
is the process? So, other than you vibe and you made a song, then what happens? How did it go from I made a song to who did you talk to? What kind of research did you do? All of that stuff to get it on a show, a movie.
I'm sure
a store.
People do things. I didn't do anything, but I'm sure people do things. No, seriously, I'm sure people contact people, but I didn't. They contacted me directly, and I was, like I said, it was weird. It was literally probably about 3 days after I had dropped the song, I got contacted by them, and it was cool.
Dropped it where?
Just on the internet.
And say the song.
Oh, yes. So Koko Miyaki is the song I'm talking about. But yeah, so it was in Complex, so I think that was part of it.
Shout that out.
Cool. Oh yeah, Complex is good. They're nice.
We're not shouting out Complex. We shouting out that you was in Complex.
Yeah, right. So
you got a good experience with Complex.
Yeah, they're nice. But yeah, for me, it's I know a couple of people, not too many, but usually people actually will reach out and they'll say, hey, are you dropping music soon or something like that? But that's really so I dropped it through, I did a premiere through Complex, which was cool. Dope. Yeah, a friend of mine did that. And then after that, the Insecure, they contacted me. And then right after that, After Party. So that actually was two at the same time, which was cool because it was very different experiences, but it was the same exact thing.
It was an open relationship.
I guess
Chris.
so. Yeah.
Chris got a
Chris
chick.
got
But not really. No, not really. But
So hold on. What song is on After Party? That's the movie with Kyle.
it was both Coco Miyake, which
Okay.
was so funny. Like
Yeah.
they contacted me probably like a week apart, and I was dealing with both of those things at the same time, which was cool though because I kind of got it. But yeah, that's the process. There's a master, there's a publishing, music is not just about a song. It's like that's really why I don't have that many songs because it's that much.
Opal
that goes
has
into
5 songs,
And they're
out.
all fire.
But they're
Thank
all
you.
yours.
Yes.
Outright.
and they doing numbers. These, they doing numbers.
See, and I
Thank
was
you.
gonna
Yeah,
ask you
yeah.
if you thought that all this was connected, but it seemed like it was all like separate things. Like maybe your store placement is what led to the movies and the shows, but it seemed like it was all like.
Oh, you mean like somebody walked in the store and was
Yeah,
like, damn,
like it
what's
could have. I
that?
was gonna ask her that. I was gonna ask you if it could
Probably.
have been like maybe they heard it in the store and then they
But the
told
song
people.
in the
No,
store
they
wasn't the
said
same song.
I started asking people after a while.
Yeah.
I started asking people like bigger people like, "Hey, how did you hear about my music?" Like, and people say a couple things. Like sometimes they'll say, I'm in a lot of the Spotify discovers and all those things for some reason, but they'll say, I saw your cover art, which I make all my artwork, so
your
I think
artwork?
that's probably part
She
of
make all
it.
her own clothes too.
Yeah.
I
the
do.
phone up.
Even
And
though
I saw
I
your
never
phone
got my
cases.
Versace
Yeah.
jeans
I saw
back.
your phone cases.
I never got my jeans back.
I still have them. I'll give them back to you. But yeah, no, I think that's part of it is the artwork. But yeah, they say like, oh, I saw the artwork and it was really cool. I really liked it and I clicked on it. And so, it could
Just
be
follow
that.
the
It could be a magazine. It could be,
We need Opal to do it.
But
I
I
knew
did want
just
to
in the
say,
pockets
like,
logo.
just from you
That would
sitting
be
on your
hard.
couch, like
We
when.
got merch coming.
So I knew you were coming for a while, but just that you're here right now, I'm like excited. I'm like, this shit is really cool because I really see you as like a very authentic individual, and I think that's probably why the energy is coming your way, because when you're an authentic individual, that's what happens. The energy comes your way, and like you're really doing your shit, and your outfit is fire. I know I said it like 3 times, but your outfit is fucking
Well,
fire.
we're gonna
I
segue to
appreciate
another
that.
question. Are your clothes like, and your designs and all that stuff, is that more of a hobby, or are you trying to take that to the same level as your music as well?
That's a great question because it actually is a little bit more of a hobby, but I don't mind doing it professionally, but it's more for survival. So I actually don't believe in really buying clothes for a lot of reasons. There's nothing wrong with buying
Name the
clothes.
reasons.
But the
I need to
retail
know.
stores are supporting you.
That's true. That's a
That's
good
true,
point.
too.
That's
I'm
a
just
sticky line. That's
And as a retail store whore, I need to know why I should be.
No.
yeah, I like thrifting. I like, because honestly, I don't think kids make these clothes, guys. Like literally, and it's so sad, and it's like
Sweatshops.
And it's like I feel like for me, if I didn't know how to make clothes, I would be buying, and I would be cool with that. But fast fashion is killing the planet.
Yeah, it's
like
true.
seriously, like fast fashion. Like there's nothing wrong
I
with
don't know
like.
if our audience knows what
I like
fast
that
fashion
phrase.
is.
I like that phrase.
Fast fashion. Fast fashion
never heard
is
of it?
like
That's when
what's
they,
that?
like, bust
What's
down
that
in a sweatshop
website?
real
That
quick.
girl. What's that website?
Oh, I know about the
Damn it.
sweatshop.
Fashion Nova.
Fashion Nova. See, you know exactly what I was talking about.
All they
Fast
do is
fashion.
take a look and then they put it out
They
quick.
rip
fast
it
food. I
out.
just
They
like
rip
the
it off
connection.
the big
Fast food,
designers,
fast
and
food.
then they just sell a million of them. And then someone, before I was making clothes, literally, I would wear one thing, and I'm not gonna lie to you, I would never wear the shit again. Ever, and they would just like get in my closet and whatever. And if you think about pollution and the problems we're having with the environment, I feel like a lot of that right now, we're not talking about it, but a lot of that comes with trends and style.
Yeah.
So funny thing, a lot of the designers now are saying that they're going seasonless, which is deep.
no
They're going
seasons.
seasonless, so no more seasons because
Because
seasons
seasons are done.
creates that fast fashion. It's like, okay, it's out of style already
Yeah.
because the next season. So yeah, a lot of those big designers have announced last month that they're actually going seasonless. So I thought that was deep. That's going to change the game a little bit. So
I fuck with that.
I
like that
As
too.
somebody that
That's
buys a
why
lot
it's
of clothes, I
fashion,
fuck
you
with
know?
Help me
that.
understand that though, because if it gets colder, so you need help me understand that concept, I guess.
Well,
seasonless
oh, go
is
ahead,
more
you got
so like a trend. Like, so for example, like every designer will have like a fall, winter, they'll have a spring, summer. They might still have a coat, but like, for example, these pants, I made these a long time ago. So technically, if I was a designer, these would be out of style. Technically, they would be out of stores. They wouldn't be able to sell them because they're not a part of their fall winter collection. So you might buy a coat that was from last fall, winter. Nothing wrong with that, you know? But the problem is with these stores and these designers, they're making it seem like that's a problem, you know? Like, this is last year. Right.
You
You
saying
know,
a lot of
So
clothes are
they're
going to
doing
waste
more
too.
like they
It's
just want
going
things
to
to be
waste. Yeah.
timeless. They want
Did y'all know that when
Winter,
even
fall
say you take
season.
clothes to Goodwill, they throw a lot of them clothes out.
Yeah.
They don't even
They have
give
to.
because some of it it's tore up, it's messed up. They can't give it to nobody else. They can't put it in their store. They can't do a lot of things with it. They actually just throw it away
I'm
too.
saying a lot of clothes on the
And thrift
way.
stores right now are dying. I mean, I've covered 2 that have completely shut down the area because of coronavirus. Now people don't want to even, they don't even
Yeah,
want
that
to
I
makes
haven't
sense.
been.
all
Makes
these
sense,
used
too.
items and
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
It's become a really big issue.
they don't wash them shits.
I mean, it's just people are scared to go in now
Oh,
and
yeah,
buy.
okay.
Whenever I thrifted, I would wash the clothes.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
get
hell
if you
yeah.
go to the
I
thrift
used to
store,
flip
you
polo
could have washed it
shirts-
when you
polo
get
shirts
home.
back in the day.
But I always thought in my brain that the thrift store
respect that
washes it
hustle.
too, right?
I thought they were very clean, the thrift stores.
Yeah, I
'Cause
figured
they have to be, right?
See, I figured
Oh, they have
that
to
when
be?
you drop off some clothes, they're gonna wash it and then put it in the store,
Mm-mm.
and then when I buy it, I'm gonna wash it again.
Yeah.
So
I don't know if they washing them clothes.
Somebody who got drunk
There's
about
a
their
thrift
clothes, I
store
would
smell.
never go to the thrift
Yeah,
store.
I
I'm
would wash
sorry.
them. I would wash
This
them.
shirt is
Though.
brand new. I just took it
That
off.
shirt is brand new.
Yeah, hate it.
That's interesting, Opal.
I know speaking
Yeah.
about the planet and clothes and stuff. I know Nike just dropped their collection this week. It's called This Is Trash.
Oh, that's
I took an L on them shits.
I got
Yeah.
one. I got
I
one.
hate it.
Mm-hmm.
Hey,
Yeah,
always
they
take a
pretty much
W. I always take an
taking
L.
like clothes, rubber, and a bunch of stuff, like recycled materials, and just making
Them shit
shoes
selling
out
for like
of it.
$400.
That's cool, actually.
Yeah, so the collection's called This Is Trash because it's technically trash.
It's interesting.
But they're taxing for it.
That's the other
Thank you,
part of
Kay.
it.
I didn't think about.
Oh yeah, no, the shit.
they
You
should
know,
be
it wasn't that much.
They
It was
should
like
be, but they're gonna tax.
They were like-
what happens.
How much
But
they want?
What?
they were 180 retail.
Nike,
It's like it's
Nike
dope,
another
but-
one of those with that history of children making clothes.
Yep.
What?
They sure do.
I got on the fear of
Yeah,
God.
so I feel like
I'm
it's,
with the timeless, with the seasonless thing because I like timeless clothes.
I do too, and that's the
They
thing.
still
These,
gonna make
these
stuff that don't fit the
designers,
times.
but they're not trying.
Even
They're not
still.
trying to make something that's like
Just for right
timeless.
now.
They're trying to make something that's right, like hot right now. You know, so that's the
I like
problem. So I'm
timeless
hoping that
things.
maybe they're gonna make more things that are like, okay, somebody can wear this in 2 years.
Yeah.
You know, and it's gonna be cute. You know, it's gonna be like really nice.
Yeah, I never liked like fads and trends and shit like
Corny.
that. I just like
Yeah.
Very corny.
honestly, and I'm too fucking poor for that. I don't got money to be buying clothes every fucking season. No. Okay, I'm gonna wear this summer and next summer and probably the next summer. Okay,
Alright.
so I need to be cute all three of them.
So Opal,
I don't have this
I
shit for
know
like
you
4
from
years.
working at Apple.
Facts.
How would you say that
Where did
Apple
you-
has assisted in your success in
Um,
music, or did they not at all? You could say that they didn't.
No, don't say they
no,
did because
I
they, you
would-
know how they hold up because you know how they get down. They be like, "Oh, you made this song at work, nigga."
No. We're not saying you made these songs on their computers, but I'm saying maybe the products.
She
that
wanted
could
you to
get
say that.
and stuff like that.
Nah, I had to cover the mic up. Like, nah, you didn't make that song at Apple.
No,
You
we're not
didn't
saying
use
that. We're
AI.
not saying that. But
Yeah, no, I feel you. Like, I think that actually, I believe they have in a way, but only because. So I actually was the teacher, so I taught all the classes, the art, music, film, all the higher level classes, which was really nice because
Be
it's,
at work chilling, not doing a damn thing.
no, it actually was a lot of work because
you
I
was
had to make
working.
curriculum.
I've seen Opal teach them classes.
Yeah,
them
it's a lot
classes,
of
but when
work.
she won't teach them class with 8-hour shifts, she be in the back like, what's up?
Studying my curriculum, you know? But no, so I thought it was cool because I got to use the technology in a different way. And I got to see how other people use it, you know, and that was very inspiring for me. Like, you know, if I'm teaching art, you know, I learn a lot from other people just because, you know, I love seeing how other people do things, you know, like, oh, wow, how do you use this device? How do you draw? What are you using it for? And then it'll be like, oh, wow, maybe I could do something. You know what I'm saying? So it was interesting. But yeah, when I did live demos, that was really cool. I used to do like live demos and I would like draw on the screen or make beats on the screen and people would come up and ask me questions, you know. So that was when I learned about what kind of music do I play for everyone, right? Because everyone is there, you know, and I would really analyze how people would take it, you know, like I would really look around, like some people would get a little uncomfortable with certain drum sounds, and I could really tell the music that everyone liked, you know, and that was interesting. Yeah, that was probably like the most interesting part about it was the live part. Yeah.
That's a good one.
So I think for sure, like they have absolutely, you know.
Shout out to Apple.
Yeah, for sure. I always will shout them out. Yeah, I will never say anything bad about me working at Apple.
They gave us some
'cause that was
stocks for the
fun.
low. Y'all still got that stock?
Yeah,
I
I got my
can't
Apple
really
stock.
speak on that.
Yeah, I mean, I can't. Anyway, shout out to Apple.
See if I got
They hit it
some
hot last couple weeks. Shout out to Alex in the back. He just got 3 years late.
Hi, Alex.
So what's next in your plans as far as just music? Because it seems like music's your primary talent that you want to really centralize. So what are your next plans?
I have a lot of plans right now that I've been working on, but the weird thing is the coronavirus, right? Yeah. Like that just really changed a lot for artists. Like seriously.
You making OnlyFans?
Heck no, nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with it. But I just, that's not really my thing. But there's nothing wrong with OnlyFans. I respect it. I have friends on OnlyFans, but you know, I'm not about to do the OnlyFans thing. Like,
no, but there's a lot of artists doing that for the music.
Can I ask you why?
Just it's not my style. That's not my style. I would never do that. Only because there's nothing wrong with it. I don't know if anybody. I'm
not talking about the nasty shit. I'm talking about like you just.
I don't really.
Nigga.
Yeah, no, yeah. I. That's not really my lane of things. You know, I don't know. It's just not really my lane. But that's a good lane, and they make a lot of money, and there's nothing wrong with it. I support it 100%. But yeah. So, but I will. But what's next for me is definitely like. More music is cool, but I started a brand of home decor and living essentials called Art by Opal.
I seen your shower curtains.
Oh, thanks.
I seen it.
I'm selling a lot, actually, and it's doing very well. And so, thank you. So that is something that is a life goal of mine, to have almost like an IKEA, you know, of my things. Okay. And so that, to be honest, music is really a lot. I love music. It's something that I'm passionate in. But there are other things that I really like, you know, and those are things that I'm kind of working on. And the coronavirus is making me even more so like, hey, you know, I can't do concerts. You know, I can't turn up like I used to.
People in the house.
Damn, like.
You do that home concert.
I do that whole concert.
I think that nowadays people really are more open to people that are multifaceted.
You can do a Fortnite concert.
They should be, because as an artist, trust me, you would see like what you were saying too about the genuineness. A lot of people, they do this for the wrong reasons, you know.
Fugazi as hell.
They do it for like they just want to be popular. They just want to like, you know, have
pop
all
right
this stuff.
Now.
Yeah,
go viral.
Yes, that's the music. That's the music. And I meet those people every day, and I cannot stand it, which makes me not really want to be in the game anymore, you know? Cause
the game. My
dad
says the game. But anyway, how do you feel about, like, your VA artist? I know you kind of connected. Wasn't you in the Cha Cha video?
Yeah, I was, yeah.
In the what? Big Baby John. But there's other artists out here, and I know you do the shows with them. How do you feel about how those artists treat you, even though you're doing numbers? They're not doing the numbers you're doing.
Okay.
I'll say it. You ain't got to say it. I'll say it.
You said it.
I'll say it. It's true. It's true. How do you feel when you go to those shows, those showcases? How do they treat you versus, like, you know, are they collaborative? Or are they, like, you know?
Well, I mean, you know, everybody has their own things going on, you know. I think that, you know, I don't really notice it. Maybe other people might notice it I notice it in a good way. You know, I think that we're all in the same thing. I mean, I wasn't really expecting a lot of stuff that happened to me, to be perfectly honest, because I didn't really go out and seek it out. I wasn't like, hey, movies, Paramount, put me in there right now. You know, like I didn't really do all that. So and I don't really talk about it, if you notice. Like I don't really
I told
like.
You come here so we could talk about it.
Yeah, no, and I appreciate that, because I don't really be talking about it, and I guess it might be a big deal, you know.
It's certainly a big deal. We all watch Insecure.
That's
Hell
true.
Yeah.
We all watch Dear White
Funny
People.
thing, do you know what's funny? You know, I didn't even announce that. And this is how I knew. Insecure is one of the biggest shows in our culture. No,
Facts.
seriously. Yeah. I didn't even announce it. I was so tired of dealing with this for 9 months, and it was so just, I mean, exhausting.
You talking about
right?
getting to
to the point.
Okay.
I forgot when the episode was coming out, because it was just so much that I had gone through to pull this thing off. So I'm like going to sleep, and I swear to God, when the episode came up, I had like 100+ notifications, videos. I mean, I didn't even get to announce it. Everybody announced it for me. They were like, holy shit, I just heard Opal and Insecure. And I was like, yo, everybody watches this show. And I woke up in the morning and I was like, damn, that's how many people watch Insecure. I didn't even say it. I had to retweet all these people because I couldn't even say it, you know? And that's when I said, Insecure is the biggest show of our culture. Absolutely. Like it really, like I saw that firsthand because everyone saw that.
Would you say that the process, did the process suck a little of that joy from the actual seeing it? Really?
Yeah. That's why people have teams. That's why people have teams. That's why people have managers. That's why people have like, you know, lawyers because
you had to handle all that. So like you said, by the time it came out, you was tired. So.
It sucks. Yeah, it sucks. But it's worth it in the end, right? Because I learned so much. And then by all these other things, right? I mean, no one can see what I'm pointing at, but like
I'll say it for you. Dear White People, Boomerang on BET, After Party on Netflix.
Right. So all these things.
Opal only got 5 songs out.
Yeah. Exactly.
2.5 million.
My babies. Those are my babies.
Quality over quantity.
Do your artwork yourself and everything.
Yeah, which makes it hard to drop. I wish I could drop more music more frequently, but all that makes it kind of tough.
Yeah, the way you want to do it.
Yeah, the artwork takes a while. Like it's usually those are like my 10th artworks.
Yeah.
To be honest, people don't see that, but that's like my 10th. Cover.
I mean, I definitely see you as a musician, but I more so see you as like just a creator in general, just an artist in general.
That's what I want to be because I don't really want to be just a musician. I don't really want that. Yeah, so I appreciate that because that's what I want to do later on. I want to be more of like an artist, you know, and really be able to help people and inspire people.
You're an artist right now, sugar.
You can have your IKEA with your songs playing inside. It's hard.
So I'm trying to
with the songs playing inside would be hard.
Okay.
That would be cool.
IKEA big as hell.
IKEA,
You gotta walk through
Opal collab.
Yeah, that's
it takes like 2 hours to get through all
facts.
of IKEA.
Yeah.
What else you want to tell people about? Just like they seeked you out, so you can't really speak to like how to get placed like that.
Well, I could speak to that a little bit because, there's definitely a lot of things to do and to not do. I would say like, you have to be genuine. People can read bullshit, and as being a person who's been seeing a lot of different people in music, I mean, I'm telling you, people don't work hard enough. Like, this is what they do. They say, I want to be a rapper. Okay, who's my manager? Where's my entourage? Where's my car? Where's this? And it's like they're doing all that before actually like being an actual artist, and so I did all, they're putting the cart before the horse. That's what I'm trying to say.
That's a bar. Because a lot of these rappers out here want to look like they're doing something before they're doing something.
I'll be seeing people, I don't be telling people I don't have a manager, but I'll be seeing people, I'm like, why you got a manager, a lawyer, a publisher, a this, and you ain't even dropped a song yet? Like what?
You gotta fake it till they make it. They gotta fake it till they make it, and there's too many hands in the pot, and then they broke. So.
Exactly. That's actually the biggest thing. So you have to learn how to do everything yourself, and then come out with your own. This is the other thing. They do the sounds, right?
You tell them they don't want to do the work, Opal?
I think a lot of people don't want to do the work. It's a lot of work. Yeah. It's a lot of bullshit.
So do they really want it?
Right.
Yeah.
That's a good question. Yeah. I don't think so in a lot of cases. Some people do. But like when they come out and they're like, so yeah, I would say genuineness. You got to be genuine. But in addition to that, people now, they want to copy and bite the sound of somebody else. Have y'all noticed that? Yeah, everything you hear is like, wow, you sound, why should I say you sound just like blah, blah, blah? Like I should never have to say that. You should have your own sound. But people don't do that because they want to sound like blah, blah, blah.
They're scared of failing.
Yeah, they think that that's what's going to succeed like that. Like there's a new girl that just came out. What was that? There's a new girl. And I don't know her name, but like it was like funny because they were talking about how she had emulated what Meg Thee Stallion was doing.
Oh,
I can't remember that.
I seen that.
But it was interesting because I'm like, there we go again. Like it's just like you see someone what they're doing and you like it.
Isn't Meg just doing the Southern Cardi B?
But no. But a lot of people say she's not copying. That's just the sound of that area. But then there's a thin line between pushing the bar and just copy and pasting. Right. So it's like I can take bits and pieces of what Opal does, but there are a lot of people that are just flat out highlighting your whole paragraph.
Yeah, she was kind of flat out. I'll be honest, and the fact that it was the same label owner, it was both Carl. Yeah. I was like, oh, okay, that's like come on.
Leave Carl alone.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with them, but that was just like a real.
I don't understand that you already got Meg. But I guess I don't know.
Well, they don't anymore. Remember, because all that drama that happened with her and the label. So
it was going to Rock Nation.
Yeah, so it was a lot of stuff that happened.
Carl can get his bag. Don't worry about it. And he already had a bag, so he good.
Yeah.
Question. Speaking on labels, though, I know you're not signed to anybody.
Absolutely not.
Making sure.
Oh no, I would never.
Yeah.
I've gone through the process, but I would never do that.
Yeah, I don't recommend it. Having my mom, that's another story. But the big thing now is like playlists and stuff, because a lot of people, especially labels, try to pay and get artists put on certain playlists with placements and stuff. Have you had any issues with that, or you just people ask you?
Oh yeah.
They just put you.
I mean, yeah. Well, that's why I'm having trouble. I do need help, right? But I'm having trouble getting help because the help that people provide is things that I've already gotten. Right? They're like I've had so many PR companies that have contacted me and they're like, oh yeah, well we could get you on all these Spotify playlists. I'm like, oh, I'm already on the Spotify playlist. You know what I'm saying? Right. And then they're like, oh, well we could get you in like these big magazines. I'm like, I already got the big magazines without you. So it's like, what could you really do for me? Like, what could justify me paying you to assist in this process? You know? And so that's a scam. I'll tell you that. Anybody listening? Getting playlisting, paying for playlisting is a scam. Because to be honest, they have all found me organically somehow, some way. And every time I drop a song, it's in the algorithm. I don't know why, but it's in the algorithm. Mm-hmm. So, you know, that's a scam. Do not pay for that BS. But it all goes back to my original point, which is you have to put so much work in. You really do. To even get to that point. Do you know I performed for a year before I dropped a song? A lot of people don't know that. I performed and was DJing for an entire year before I even had a SoundCloud. Wow. Everyone, and then when I dropped the song, it was funny because everybody knew that. They were like, wait, this wasn't out yet? I was like, no, it wasn't out yet. Like I was just trying to see, you know. But yeah, I did an entire year performing and had no SoundCloud. They'd be like, yo, how can we follow you? I was like, just come to the next show, you know? Mm-hmm. And it was just funny, but like, yeah, that's like, there's so many ways to do things and there's so many ways to not do things, you know? And I'm not saying I do things the right way because I'm not, you know, rolling in cash, super famous or anything like that. But at the same time, it's like, you know, I've seen a lot of people come and go, you know, and I'm not coming still. I'm not like, you know, I'm not no damn Beyonce, you know, but I'm happy and content with what I have.
That's the key.
You know what I'm saying? That's I'm content. I feel good.
I think your originality is what speaks to why the algorithm found you in the first place. It's not gonna pick up. If it could already find Quavo, it's not gonna find everybody behind Quavo that sounds like Quavo.
Exactly.
They found you because you stick out. You're in your own lane.
But that's what people they pay for that stuff, and then it's not even guaranteed, which is crazy. I'm like, so wait, you just paid this PR company $1,000 to maybe get your song on a Discover Now playlist? You know, like that's crazy to me. Like that's a scam. You know? I mean, I'm sorry.
Go ahead, B-Hood.
Go ahead, Brian.
Mike right there, bro.
So, man, all right, so from my experience, it's levels, right? So a lot of artists, she's right, do get scammed when it comes to the playlist thing, because they'll turn around, you'll pay however much money a month for the thing, and they'll turn around and you'll look at your monthly report, and it won't even calculate, it won't even, you know what I mean, go on for total streams and stuff a month. But there is some companies out there that'll do it legitly. You just got to go back and do your homework and make sure that, you know what I mean, it's correct. So,
that's a good point.
Levels. I think a lot of people get more burnt than they do, you know.
It's levels of everything you do.
So,
well, that's a good point. I don't want to, no, that's actually a really good point. There are some people, I think if you do your research and you see. So. Oh, okay. Sorry.
I know. I was like,
I'm sorry. Sorry. Yeah. No, I don't want to.
Like, I don't do that. So if you need this, you know, come see me.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I didn't want to. I'm not dissing anybody or anything like that. I apologize. But
I came here to diss about your story. Opal.
No, but she's speaking about her story.
Well,
and
my
goes
experience,
to
and that's good for you as a person who does that. That's good to know, right? Yeah. You know, that's my experience. My experience is they have been lying. Yeah.
That's why you got to know yourself, man. You know what bits and pieces to take from people, because a lot of people will watch this interview and write down everything you say and try to copy it to the T. It's not going to work for you. You got to know yourself and know what works for you and take those certain things from what you say and apply it to your life.
Correct. And I give you the recipe, but the sauce ain't going to taste the same.
Oh, yeah, that was good.
That was pretty good.
With me. God.
No, that's gross.
I thought that was pretty good, but I think that I'll say one thing I will say, I don't recommend anybody not having a team. I don't recommend that at all. I really don't.
Can't do everything.
It's not so I want everyone to hear that. Like, I don't recommend that. I don't think it's a good idea. I just think that in my case, I have tried, and it seems like whenever I try, I spend more time trying to get people to do things and like trying to get the, and then I realize I'm not doing anything, I'm like, damn, well, I could have just done this myself and it would have been 10 times easier and less of a headache, So, but I definitely I will say that I do not recommend not having a team. I just recommend finding people that you trust and not just randomly saying, oh, you my boy. Okay, you my manager. Okay.
You put this person on? Oh yeah, I'm going with you.
Right. Yeah, I would not recommend doing that, you know.
So will you have a team for your interior design?
Oh, I'd love to. I'd love to. Yeah, I really would. Right now, I would love to. It's just for me. I've been starting. I actually got a book and I started chronicling the things that I need in life right now, and I've actually been listing that and being very specific, because that's my problem is I don't think I was really specific on what I needed, and then I would go find something and I'd be like, oh, well, that's not really what I was looking for, so I've been kind of trying to document that. So for my interior design team, actually, absolutely. Right now, I wasn't expecting to get so many, shout out to artbyopal.com. I wasn't expecting to get so many orders, and so like one person accidentally, I have a company that helps me ship things, and one person accidentally, like, they shipped the wrong thing to them, and it was I felt really bad, and so I felt like that was a customer service issue, and there was a lot of different things that I had to do to keep up. So there's it is a little bit difficult doing all the designs and doing everything, but I'm waiting to really see what I want it to look like, first and foremost. But I do want to shoot some commercials, so absolutely. That's my next plan.
We know a guy for that.
That's
got
something.
A guy for that.
Definitely do want to shoot some commercials.
No, he's super pro.
I've even written down the whole treatments for the commercials.
But,
so,
what's next for Opal?
I would say that.
Drum feature.
I don't really care about features like that.
I was gonna ask her that mid-episode. I was like, do you care to collab with people? Because you have such a distinct sound, like.
Not like that, but like not in a mean way, no. But I mean, I don't care to collab because it has to be in line with what I'm doing. I do music because I like music. I like the messages that I'm putting out, right? So I'm not just gonna collab with an artist just because they're hot and I want to benefit off the hotness. Like that's stupid to me, Like I could do that. That would be cool. But like, and I've had big artists contact me about stuff, and I just and I just am like, that's not really what I'm trying to do. Like I'm just trying to drop songs, like for real.
Do it for the love.
Drop music. I like music. I like, making music. And then it's fun to see how people interpret it, Like people will be like, oh, like I heard this. Like when I dropped my song Hopscotch, that was interesting because that was the most nerve-wracking song to drop ever.
We love that song.
We do love that song.
It was good. As it was very real. It was
hopscotching over niggas?
Was you?
It was very real. It was very true.
No.
The only thing I'll say about Hopscotch is definitely a true story, Okay. So that was a very real moment for me. And so it was very...
baby, let me count my figures.
Yeah, it was a very real moment. So, I mean, it was just like, that's
Hopscotch
why...
Hopscotch is on my workout playlist.
That's funny. And
you be hopping in the gym?
And it's so funny, like, I swear... People say that shit, and I be like, yo, people really fuck with this song. And I'm over here thinking, like, people are going to be like, oh, wow, that happened to her. And I'm thinking so many weird things. And then now no one took it like that.
So you were more so scared about the transparency.
Yeah, I was scared of, like, being open and being vulnerable.
But people relate to it. So.
Nobody cared. People be like, oh, yeah, I was working out to that. I'm like, for real? Really? Like, damn.
He like, I didn't intend that.
People are very people.
Yeah, like I was like,
Hopscotch
real
on Dear White People, right?
Yeah.
Season 2.
Yeah, it was real feelings.
Yeah, bars.
So, but yeah, that's why I was scared, vulnerability, because that was probably the quickest song I ever rapped. I mean, I rapped that song straight.
Okay.
I mean,
one take?
I mean, I record all my own music.
You gonna kick some bars right now?
Nah.
Chris.
Nah.
I ain't gonna kick, not when I've been, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna get each other.
I like this energy.
All right, Opal. We have a tradition here we've been doing. We usually do a one gotta go, but today I got the best TV dad. So you gotta pick.
Just the dad, not in real life.
The best
Just
TV
the
dad.
dad.
Yeah, not the actor.
Cosby, Uncle Phil,
Okay.
and Mr. Winslow.
I mean, come on.
Best TV dad.
Bill Cosby was, quick. He was drugging women.
No.
No, how about
just the dad.
I didn't want to go there.
character.
Like there's no way I could look past him
Just
drugging
the
women.
He was putting something in the pudding
And I
pops.
Who's your best TV
Like
dad?
I'm sorry, I can't look back at someone
feel you,
putting
I feel you.
Quaaludes in someone's drink and drugging them.
Quaalude in a drink is wild, but anyway.
But yeah, no, I would say definitely because it brings back to making me look at the damn Cosbys differently. Like wow,
Yeah.
like this was what
So
was
it
going
ruined,
down.
so it ruined
like,
it. It ruined it for
Ruined
you.
the Cosby.
I mean, I'm sure any other girl in the room can relate to the you know, like
Yeah.
come on. That's
No,
like
I can't
drugging
blame y'all
women.
for that. I can't
So
blame you for that.
you don't have a best TV dad on the
All right, so take
I was-
Cosby off, Uncle Phil and Mr. Winslow.
I would say probably Uncle Phil. Only because I'll be honest. Well, okay. So I'm a little bit of a weird situation. So we actually didn't grow up with a television. So
Okay.
I didn't really watch a lot of things. I know that sounds really weird, so I don't really like
No,
to
it's not
talk
weird.
about
It's not
TV
weird.
because I don't have as much experience in that
It's not weird.
realm. But yeah. So I
Two
but
of the
I
people in the room asked who Mr. Winslow was.
It was them too. It was
And
the
that- and
basketball
that-
wives.
and-
We don't give a damn.
And that ain't, and to be honest, that
We
ain't
cared, but now we don't. No, she
because I
just
don't-
called us out.
because I don't really watch TV, so I
that
don't
ain't weird.
really
That ain't
know.
weird. The problem is
say
people
who.
think it's weird. It's not.
But I hate that though, because it's like sometimes I feel like I'm out of the loop sometimes when people are talking about things.
It's like that quote that people putting up now about the pandemic saying normal wasn't working. That the shit that we think is like normal. How good really was it? Like, to be honest,
Yeah.
Crap.
like TV in every room, watching all this shit.
No.
My mom
Breast.
she wasn't really playing that, so
What you got, Dim? You bald headed, so I already know what
You bald headed.
So it's like
All of them were bald.
no, they won't.
Boy, they all were
Uncle
bald.
Phil
Was
best
bald.
TV dad. His name
So this is an easy one.
Uncle Phil.
That's what I'm saying. This is an easy
I know
one.
Uncle Phil.
thought one had
Is the one gotta go?
No. She wrote one gotta go because she can't read.
Oh, so her pick. So that's right. Her pick is Mr. Winslow then. 'Cause
Best
she picking
TV
Uncle Phil.
dad. Who was the best TV
Oh,
dad?
yeah.
Oh,
Mr.
okay.
Winslow
But
gotta
that
go
ain't one
somewhere.
gotta
It ain't-
go.
No, I didn't say it was one gotta go. I put it on the list.
Bro, you gotta
Somebody
under-
that can't read was in here partying in my room.
He
and then they
firing
put
shots
Okay, so
today.
so pick your best TV
Okay,
dad.
goddamn
Okay.
Best TV dad. Uncle
It's
Phil.
Uncle Phil. What you got, Ave?
Phil, definitely.
Uncle Phil.
See?
Yeah, he
Somebody
was my
come
favorite.
on, somebody go out on a limb.
You know what? I was gonna say Mr.
it's
Winslow.
probably gonna
I ain't going on no
And
limb.
be
Uncle
only
Phil. Uncle Phil is the
because-
best.
Uncle Phil's the best
Mr.
TV
Winslow
dad.
gave us some
yeah,
good lessons.
No, Uncle Phil gave us the best lessons. I was watching. So shout out to HBO Max because we didn't even know they ain't sponsoring
I'm
us.
trying to give an argument. for
Fresh
myself.
Prince is on
All of
HBO
them.
Max, all the seasons, and I was watching it. And from season 1, Uncle Phil been putting out gems from the jump. Ended up being a judge. He was a lawyer and he was a judge.
Yeah.
I mean, we respect Cosby. We respect Mr. Winslow, but R.I.P. Uncle Phil.
They both was low key working together. Uncle Phil was a judge. Winslow was a cop.
No, Uncle Phil was.
Just saying.
Uncle Phil was talking about a lot of real shit on there.
I know
And
he
Fresh
was.
Prince, after we was talking about Martin versus Fresh Prince and all that, I was just like, I went back and I was like, yo, Fresh Prince from the jump was on some like Chris said, I don't watch TV to teach me shit. That's not what I watch TV for.
But
TV is entertainment. But Fresh Prince was like
it
lessons
did have
from the
more
jump.
lessons than
Season
Martin.
1, they were getting pulled over by the cops and it was some shit like they was teaching us shit
Mm.
from the jump. So,
Martin, I think Martin more so gave you the relationship gems.
Yeah.
There wasn't a lot of relationship
this
gems
last
in
look,
Fresh
you-
Prince.
you- don't worry about it. You're halfway on the show.
But if I had to pick, I'm saying Uncle Phil. I'm trying to think of an argument for
Man, let
Mr.
me see
Winslow.
here.
That's a fact.
I wanted to ask y'all though, did they adopt Urkel? Does anybody know? Because to my memory,
thought
they
so.
adopted Urkel.
No, they didn't adopt.
I didn't think
They
so,
didn't?
but somebody said it. I'm like, I don't know.
think they did.
I don't know enough to say.
That's an easy one then. Yeah.
TV.
Uncle Phil. Anybody object to Uncle Phil?
No,
Phil's
it's
the
like
best.
you said, Uncle Phil I think was the best. Mr. Winslow just taught that relationship vibe. Like I got the, how to treat your wife. You know what I mean? That type of. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He did switch
and Harry
wives.
was
Does that
tight.
go against Uncle Phil?
No,
Nah, she was
no,
just
got a
no.
whole new wife.
Uncle Phil treated
That's a
Aunt
whole
Viv
different-
mad good,
He
light
got a
skin
whole
and
new
dark
wife.
skin.
That
Y'all
was
right.
a whole new
right.
woman.
He treated both the Aunt Vivs.
And he
right.
killed a bunny. Was it a bunny or a bird? He sat on that bunny. He killed animals.
Oh my god.
I'm trying to give something against Uncle
Chris.
Phil.
No, Uncle Phil. When I seen it,
I
I was
wish I
like,
knew more about this stuff.
Oh, you don't know about?
I mean,
Cosby?
I know Uncle Phil. I know Uncle Phil, but I mean,
Damn.
let me shut up.
Family Matters
I do.
wasn't that heavy. It was cool.
I think it's super underrated.
cool.
Actually,
I used to
Family
watch Family
Matters is
Matters all the
underrated.
time.
No, Opal's like our age. How old
Yeah.
you?
She's older.
I could be.
No.
How old are you? Opal?
She's famous.
I could be.
How old do I look? 29.
45.
Exactly. I'm 33. Chris is 30. You 30, right?
31,
I was gonna
bro.
say like
31.
26,
Okay.
27.
Okay.
27.
Cool, I like
I'm
that.
25.
26.
18.
Dang, Asia, you a younger Kayla?
I just turned 27.
My birthday's in October.
Okay.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
what I'm saying.
yeah. Juneteenth was my birthday.
We respect
Yeah.
Juneteenth.
We still gonna be in quarantine now.
Facts.
For sure.
Yeah, we're probably this is probably not gonna be over till January. I'm absolutely
That's what
sure.
they were saying at my job, talking about a vaccine. We ain't coming back till there's a vaccine. When's that gonna be?
Yeah. And I don't want my kid to
You know
have
they
it.
are making us take them first. I'm not doing. I don't have
Well,
to.
if
but
Gillard make it, we about to be rich, so it don't matter.
it
Like,
does.
no, it doesn't because I got stock in the mix.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Some stuff.
some stuff.
All right, look, I posted this shit, so it's public knowledge. I made $23,000 last month.
If that means Louisiana come, if they ask me to do it, I have to.
I don't remember.
did.
Whatever I
Yeah,
posted,
10.
stocks matter to me. So if Gillard make the
They
vaccine,
do,
I care.
They do matter, but that's not more important than what you put in your body.
She don't have a choice about putting the vaccine
Yeah, I
in
don't
or not.
have a choice.
Yeah.
So once
She's in the
Vienna
army.
comes, if we have to, we have to. We're
Yeah,
not
she
allowed
has to take the vaccine
oppose that
regardless. I
vaccine.
haven't had a flu shot in 10 years. I don't know.
Yeah.
Don't fuck with that shit.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
vaccinated.
that's what I'm saying.
They gotta get that vaccine.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, let
We
Gillard
go
make
through
it.
a
nigga.
line, and there's like
Please,
5 people.
let
next
Gillard
to you,
make it.
and
That's
keep-
all I'm
keep-
saying.
keep- keep
GILDD.
moving. That's how we go. Yeah.
Please, they make that shit. That shit.
Hate
go
to
from
say it, but in the
75 to
military,
$100.
y'all are property.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, Opal, we appreciate you coming.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here and kind of talk about some things. Got some cool things coming up in the future.
We ain't pop shit like we really should have though.
I think we did a good job.
That ain't
A little
Opal
bit.
Wave though.
I think,
Nah, but I was gonna do it for her.
Yeah.
She'd be like, she's like, man, I went out and so. I'm not gonna say who and what. But she was like,
Who
they
you
treated me
competing
this,
with, Opal?
This way, that way, and she, did a little local showing. I'm like, yo,
Who you
that
competing
nigga don't
with,
got 2.5 million streams nowhere.
that's a fact. That's a fact. But I like to stay. You know what I'm saying? I like to
Low
stay
key.
humble. You know.
There you go.
Because
So
I
There you go.
wanted to talk like the millions and stuff. It was funny because it's funny you said that because just recently, not recently, but a little bit ago, one of my songs hit over 1 million.
seen it.
Yeah, on Spotify.
Yeah.
And I was proud of myself, and I was like, man, I kind of want to post this.
You should've.
Because I'm proud of myself.
Yeah, you should've
It's
posted
really
it.
cool. But then I was just like, you know what? It's like in music, when you post things like that, it's like some people, it brings up a whole bunch of fake love, right? A whole bunch of haters.
Of course.
It brings a whole bunch of people who all of a sudden like you now, want to
I
be
agree.
friends with
That's
you.
that's good. That's
It
fact.
brings a whole bunch of people that now want to collab with you, and then you got to tell them no. And, it's just like, to be honest, I was like, what good is this about to bring? I don't give a damn about likes,
Bunch of
like,
bullshit.
so what good is this really about to bring? So I'm just like, you know what?
Share it with your loved ones.
Whatever.
A lot of
But-
a
I
lot of
respect
things
that.
you
It come
post on
with the
social media.
territory
We
though.
share.
Yeah.
Our podcast's gonna blow up. And
It's
then all of a
good.
sudden, everybody's gonna want to hit us up. Everybody out here that wasn't watching, wasn't subscribing, they gonna hit us up.
Right. That's what happens,
I'm
know?
gonna curve them.
That's what happens.
But you got 2.5 plus. I didn't put the plus.
I was about to say, that's
plus.
just on Spotify.
Yeah,
You didn't
that's
get the
on-
Apple
just
Music.
on
Okay,
Spotify.
okay.
You didn't get the Apple Music. Apple Music a little bit more.
Insecure, Dear White People, goddamn After Party. Niggas ain't
Yeah,
doing
those
that.
are
Boomerang on
real
BET, they're not doing that.
accomplishments.
Right.
So I'm gonna say it for you.
That's real. Thank you.
You know what I mean?
Those are real
Appreciate it.
accomplishments.
Those
I
are great,
appreciate
you
it.
know
I'm
what
proud
saying?
of myself.
These
But
other people
I'll be
just-
honest, it's been hard work.
I
It's
was
been
gonna name
hard
no
work.
real clubs out here, but they just help to get a
Yeah.
section in a club and act like they popping.
Yeah, I don't
But
get
you
no
kinda popping
sections.
for real.
Thank
You don't need no section.
Yeah, I don't go to the club, especially
Yeah.
now with the coronavirus.
You don't move.
No, hell
You
no.
know? But
Don't share no
no.
hookah with nobody out here.
Oh.
Nah.
I mean, I like the club, but
That's
yeah,
good.
no, that's real. I do have something. I am working on. I don't want to say too much about it, but I am working on something with Urban Outfitters. So I hope you guys will see.
These
well, you
niggas
guys
could
was
never.
on Granby
They
Street
could
Urban
never.
Outfitters.
Music.
So
Music.
no.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's something else. Yeah, it's
You
kinda
can't
cool.
tell.
Well, it's still, it's still like kind of.
Okay.
But I'm gonna be doing.
Congrats in
Yeah,
advance.
I don't
Congrats
like
in
saying
advance.
too much because
Yeah.
I don't know what's. Yeah. So, but there's something, and
I remember you told me about this. Hold up. Yeah.
I don't know, maybe
No, you did. I remember.
because this is recent. No,
Yeah.
well, I did in 2018. I did the music for their stores for
Nah,
Christmas
you told me you
time.
was doing something else.
Yes, it is
Yeah,
something
yeah,
else.
yeah,
Okay. So
Hard.
Mysterious.
Yes, I like. Thank you, Urban. They're very nice, but it has something to do with my artwork and
That's
art by
fire.
Opal.
That's fire, Opal.
So I can't really say it because, but yeah. So on the Urban Outfitters on Granby, I'm taking over for a little bit.
Take
over.
What'd you say?
I said, okay, shawty.
So, but we're probably gonna do something there, like an actual like event. So hopefully, given the corona,
we're definitely.
Yeah, given the corona.
Is Urban Outfitters gonna let's put the Just Another Podcast hoodies in there?
Ooh.
Oh, that's interesting.
No, I got some fire hoodies coming. I got some merch
I
coming.
believe it. I believe it.
No, oh God.
No,
funny.
seriously though, let us know the date. We'll come up.
For sure, yes.
I'ma
But
show up.
the reason I don't even want, I wish I could, but the reason I don't even want is like the coronavirus. I'm like, I don't even know like what the hell's going on next week.
We don't know
like,
what the fuck about to happen.
Which sucks is for
I
artists
was
because it's
saying,
like we can't even really plan anything, you know, because it's like, damn, everything could be shut down next month, and then it's like, never mind, you know.
Going out feels like
But-
going to the airport nowadays, and it's like it's annoying.
Yeah.
See, the airport was never. Y'all gotta get pre-checked. You just breeze through there.
No, that shit felt crazy,
What are
bro.
y'all doing in the airport? Yeah, you just breeze through the airport. But anyway.
But yeah, so I'm excited for that. But that's more aligned with my goals, my future goals and stuff like that. So, so yeah, it's gonna be exciting.
Fire.
But yeah, it's not music related because music. Last thing I'll say about music is a collaborative thing, and like that's cool and all. But I realize that sometimes I might not be the best collaborator, you know.
Yeah.
So not like that, but it's just because I end up doing everything myself, and
Right.
like then I end up giving. So like when I'm working with people, I end up doing so much, and then I end up just taking away a lot of my credit because I love giving people credit. You know, I love doing that. So I end up saying, damn, but I did all that shit. You know.
So don't give them no damn credit.
But it's like that's why music is collaborative though. You have to work with people. You
Yeah.
actually have to work with people in music. Like there's no way really you do. There's no way you can do this shit all on your own. And there's nothing wrong with that, but I usually like to limit it, you know? Like a couple people. So I do have a couple people about can count on one hand, maybe less than 5, but that I work with, you know, that I like and that I respect, you know. But yeah, so
About to start making beats.
yeah.
Shout out to
Beats
Opal.
are cool.
Thanks for coming through.
For sure. Thanks for having me. It was a lot of fun.
We appreciate you. This is long overdue.
Podcast,
For sure.
Episode 53.
Close it.
Yeah, we closing
53.
it up. Yeah.
5-3.
Yeah,
Y'all check Opal out, man.
Artbyopal.com. And if you want to look at my other portfolios, opaldillard.com. And then artbyopal.com is my store with a lot of different cool things. So follow me on Instagram at OpalD, Twitter at OpalDillard. And then, or you could just look up Opal Dillard. But that's me.
It's going to pop up, right?
It's going to pop up.
You type Kadeem in, ain't shit coming up.
You type in Opal Dillard, it's going to pop up.
Fire.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hard. We're going to wrap this up. Thanks for coming through. Best Partner 757. Like, subscribe, hit the bell. Shout out to everybody on YouTube. Shout out to everybody on Spotify, on Apple. Shout out to G-Man. Make sure y'all shop out the Monopoly series. Shout out to everybody that came through and watched the pod. Thank you.
All you niggas wear the same shoes when you rap. Steady singing the blues. I'ma put another nickel in your hat.
Dodging all the lights, vampirality a shot. Got me moving with my mind like this. Yellow seeping through your eyes, dropping off a nice surprise. Sneaking off your front porch like this. Never thought I was a type, flying steel-toed.